Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another live stream. We have 3 live streams left. Bit sad. Also pretty happy, to be honest. What a long season it's been. But let me know what you're doing right now. Let me know where you're tuning in from, as always. Feels like I haven't done a live stream in a long time. Did I stream last week? No, I didn't, because I was at Harry Stag Do. That's why. No, I did. It was Friday. Oh. I don't know why then. It just feels like it's been a long time. Maybe the weeks are just going very slowly now. Who knows? I didn't do it the week before. That's right. Yeah. If you can't hear already, we have an FPL Pickle back in the building. Hello. I haven't seen Pickle in 16 days. That might not sound like a lot, but it's a lot for us. Eating eggs. Good. Everybody likes a bit of egg in the morning. Where's Pickle? Pickle is there, wrapped up under a duvet, and I just said, what are you doing? She's like, I might fall asleep. So Pickle's going to fall asleep. If you hear snoring in the background.
No, I don't snore.
If you hear snoring, the only time you've ever snored was the one time on stream, and everyone could. It was the loudest snoring. It's because you were sat upright on your back, and you were just snoring quite bad. We've already been up for a few hours. Actually, we didn't have much of a lie-in. I got up at the normal time for the live stream. Actually, that's a lie. We snoozed for like an hour, but we've had a bit of brekkie, and you guys know when I've had some food. Right, here's the first question. Guess what I had for breakfast? Or guess what we had? If anyone guesses, then exceptional, because it's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, we didn't finish it. There was a lot of food. There was meat involved. That's what I'm going to say. Bacon. There was bacon involved. Avocado. Claudette, you know about the other. There was avocado involved. I doubt anyone's going to get this. What we had was sausages and bacon and avocado inside a poppy seed bagel. I feel gross. I feel disgusting. But yeah, poppy seed bagel, bacon, sausage, avocado. Octopus, Darko. That would be a crazy breakfast. Leftover Indian. I wish, Zubin. I wish. That would have been beautiful. Although I wouldn't have made it through the whole stream if I had leftover Indian for breakfast. Let me just say that. It was. I'll tell you how much fat was in it.
Yeah, I feel really close.
There was. Wait, 1,400 calories in that.
You didn't finish it.
I didn't finish it. There was 86 grams of fat.
There was like a whole sausage and
73 grams of protein. But that seems a bit high. Have I accidentally logged something here?
To be fair, it's already unhealthy.
Dear Lord. What about that for brekkie? We didn't finish it, to be fair, but that's a meaty boy.
I also didn't have the same portion as Ross. Can I just put that?
Sorry, they're here for an FPL live stream, and I'm just sat here talking about my breakfast. People are like asking questions about Haaland and stuff. Here's my team. I am yet to make my transfer. My decisions for this week are start Areola or Raya. They are start Bradley, Saliba, or Konsa. I need to start one of them. And then, do I sell Mateta or Isak? And do I buy Wissa or Cunha? That's my decisions this week. Yeah, I kind of fancy porridge as well. Should have that.
Yeah, I've been craving porridge recently.
We're going to have porridge for brekkie tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wait, your watch tracks your calorie intake? No, that's an app called Macro Factor. If anyone watches Jeff Nippert, it's his app. It's quite good. I'm not sponsored, but there you go. It's like a calorie tracking app. By the way, if you're here early, 1,000 people already here. I really appreciate you. Could you please smash that like button? Like, grab it and just punch it. Don't punch your screen, though. I don't believe anyone has table bonus. Lies.
Someone was asking, who has table bonus?
I don't know. I just assumed someone did. No one has table bonus.
I don't think so.
Ipswich have table bonus against Brentford.
Okay, the lower teams, yeah. Probably.
David said Jeff's latest video was epic. I was showing Pickle this morning because I watched it a few days ago. It was one of the best fitness videos I've ever watched. Love Jeff Nippert. What a clever man. If you had both, would you captain Haaland or Mbermo? If Haaland is leaked to start and you can have Haaland easily, I would captain Haaland. Please send me a new screen. I punched it before you said I shouldn't. Harshil has been a member for 2 months. Thank you very much. All the relegation teams have table bonus, but who wants them?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I was thinking of players, managers you'd actually want.
Yeah.
I initially thought Pereira, but they're way up.
Wolves are 13th now.
Yeah, I know. I thought they were still really far down, but they're not.
Ross, are you transferring Mateta and Isak? Not Mateta and Isak. Sorry, it'll be one of Mateta or Isak. I think it'll be Mateta, probably. Whoa. Bass with the big boy super chat to start.
Damn,
Good Lord, Bass.
that's very kind.
Yeah, it was too kind, some might say. Thank you very much. Said, hi, legend. Currently at 30k. Well done. 30k this season with all of the chaos we've had. You should be proud. That's a very, very good rank. I have Raya, Munoz, Consa, Guardiol. Okay. Eze, Rogers, Salah, Bowen, and Burmo. Great midfield. Fantastic midfield. Isak, Marmouche. My bench is Areola, Mateta, Timber, and Livramento. Want to get Wissa and KDB. Isak and Rogers out, or Isak and Eze out. And then who to bench? Rogers, Eze, or Mateta. Oh, Bass. See, Rodgers has Man United and Spurs in his final two games. Spurs and Man United as the final two games. So for the final two, I'd rather Rodgers. But this week, I would so much rather Eze against Spurs. But then he's got the FA Cup final. Then a few days later, Wolves, which he might not even start. Then it's Liverpool in 38. I think I'd rather sell Eze, I guess, then. Oh, don't.
Yeah, both feel bad.
Selling Isak and Eze, two pen takers, for Wissa and KDB, two non-pen takers. Screams possible pain. I'd sell Eze. Realistically, Eze's not been that good. If he didn't score the pen last week, his points returns have been okay. He's not getting... I'd probably sell Eze there. But if you're going to ask me who I'd prefer this week, Bass, I'd prefer Eze this week to Rodgers. So it's like, how much priority do you put in this week? I mean, there are only 3 weeks left. I just think Rodgers against Spurs and United, they're two great fixtures for him. But yeah, I think getting Wissa and KDB sounds really nice. And then who to bench? Well, I suppose if you're keeping Rodgers, then you absolutely bench Rodgers this week. And then start Mateta. Do you know what? I don't mind that. Yeah, start Mateta, bench Rodgers, sell Eze, Wissa and KDB in. It might be a little bit of pain this week, mate, but I think overall that's the right decision. Yeah, and thank you for the support. Some lovely generosity already this morning. We've got Scott says, I sold Salah for De Bruyne. Do I cap him or Mbermo? I think if you sold Salah for De Bruyne, it surely means you are very confident in him, Scott. So I'd probably captain De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne and Mbermo are very close. I've got a rough captaincy ranking in the top left corner of the screen. So Mbermo and De Bruyne are like joint first. And then joint second, I would say, is like Wood and Wissa. And then you've got Marmouche, Salah, Cunha, Bowen after that. So I definitely think Mbermo and De Bruyne for me are the top two. But I like Wood and Wissa too. I'm going to do a captaincy poll in a second. And Lewis says 28k. Brilliant, Lewis. First in my mini league. 54 points ahead of second. Mateta to Wissa for free. Or Mateta and Saka to Wissa and KDB -4. Second and third place also has KDB. 54 points ahead. You don't need to play defensively, mate. If you were like 20 points ahead, I'd say, yeah, block KDB. But I actually don't think I'd sell Saka. I think I'll do Mateta to Wissa for free. And then leave it there. Jason F says, hi, Ross. Jason, thank you for the very generous super chat as well. What's all this? What's all this morning? 28k. Well, everyone's like got cracking ranks, by the way. Thanks for your help aiming for top 20k. We could absolutely get that for you. Have Cunha and Elanga as hopefully slight differentials. They are brilliant differentials. I love that. Would you transfer Isak to Wissa? Or risk Rodgers to KDB and bench Isak to start KDB? Would I prefer Rodgers to KDB or Isak to Wissa? Probably Rodgers to KDB and bench Isak. I don't want to bench Isak though. Is there no one else you can bench, Jason? I would probably prefer Rodgers to KDB. I'd probably say Rodgers to KDB, yeah. But it's very close. I also wouldn't love benching Isak at home against Chelsea. He likes playing against Chelsea. He likes playing at home. But yeah, that would be the one I'd go for, Jason. And thank you for the support. Connor says, hi, mate. I'm 64 ahead of... Oh, lost your message. Of second in my mini-league. But he has triple captain. Can he still catch me, in your opinion? No. I don't think so. Unless he triple captain... You know what? He can. If he triple captains someone that gets 20 points plus and you don't own that player, then yes. So let's say he owns Elanga and Elanga gets 20 points and he triple captains him, then yeah. But assuming that he triple captains a player that you either own or will also captain, then he's only going to make up like 10, 15 points on you there. I'd be very surprised, Connor, if someone makes up 64 points. Like very, very, very surprised, especially if your team looks good at the moment. Can you ask Pickle if she had triple captain when she would use it? I need another girl's opinion.
It'd have to be this week, I think.
Pickle said it would have to be this week, she thinks. Do you want me to give my opinion whilst you're waiting?
Yeah,
I would go Saka in 38 against Southampton.
Is he 100% going to start it, though?
Yeah, there's no reason why he wouldn't. They've got no Champions League.
I did that already want to start.
I would go Saka or Salah in 38, Southampton or Crystal Palace. Pickle thinks. I mean, I don't mind Mbeumo and De Bruyne this week.
I was going to say Mbeumo.
I think the only week that I don't like triple captain is 37, because I just don't think there's a standout cap. So I think look at who you'd captain this week. I've not even... She said ask Pickle, sorry. Do you want to give me...
I would say either Mbeumo this week or Saka in 38.
Okay, Mbeumo this week or Saka in 38, she said. I agree. I think both are great. Both take penalties, both take set pieces, both have good data, both have playing promoted teams. I'd probably go Saka because I think he'll be slightly more differential. But if you can't get to Saka in 38, then go Mbeumo. Should I sell Munoz to 8 Nuri or Areola to Pickford? Neither. If you're going to make one of those moves, Areola to Pickford. But I don't get why you would want to desperately. I would just leave that. Then they're not high upside. Just seeing a KDB edit on TikTok, I'm convinced to sell Salah for him. I love that when you just see something that just makes you like, oh, I've got to do it. Quizmaster Ben says, current team, Ryan Munoz, Gvardiol, Konsa, KDB, Salah Rogers, Sarmateta, Marmoush, Watkins, Moyes, AM. Do I take a -4 to swap Marmoush to Wissa and Moyes to Pep? Only if Marmoush doesn't start. If Marmoush doesn't start, then no. I would probably just go like... Everton do Everton have table bonus against Fulham? They wouldn't, would they? No. No, I would just go Thomas Frank. Moyes to Thomas Frank if you want a decent AM. I wouldn't sell Marmoush to Wissa unless we get a leak, Ben. I would leave it otherwise. I know Wissa's great and Pep's great, but Marmoush could also do very well. You essentially need Marmoush to blank, otherwise it doesn't look great. Josh says, hi Ross, up to 17th overall rank. 17th. Savinho to KDB is the... Sorry, I'm just blown away by 17th. Savinho to KDB is the plan. Or Marmoush and Isak to Haaland and even... I feel like I shouldn't be giving advice to someone that's at rank. What are your thoughts? Either way, we'll need some City team leagues. So Savinho to KDB or Marmoush and Isak to Haaland and even Ilson. I think Savinho to KDB. If Savinho's leaked to start, then maybe yeah, okay. So I would go Savinho to KDB unless, obviously, KDB's benched. If Marmoush is leaked to be benched and Haaland's leaked to start, then Marmoush and Isak to Haaland and even Ilson would be the one. So yeah, let's wait for the leaks. But in isolation right now, if I was 17th in the world, I think I'd be going for KDB him. You could even captain him if you want to take it a little bit riskier. Of course, 17th in the world. Fair play, by the way, Josh. Fair play. Isak to Wissa a hole, chasing 13 points. I'd hold. Unless your mini-league rival will not own Wissa. If your mini-league rival won't own Wissa, in that case, then maybe go for it. Got a big boy super chat from Shazam. Dear Lord, what's with the generosity this morning? Nothing to ask, as I asked it on Insta. Just wanted to say hi to you both and I hope you have a great weekend. Going spicy this week with the -8 hit for the fun. Thanks for the streams. Hit like and subscribe, everyone. Are you seeing this from Shazam?
No.
Huge super chat just to say hello to us and we hope we have a great weekend.
Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend too.
Other people won't know Shazam, but I've been speaking to Shazam all season. And when I say one of the nicest people I've ever come across, I hope we get a chance to meet in real life at some point, Shazam. I really do. Hopefully there'll be a meetup or something at some point and we can... Yeah. I can buy you 500 drinks because that's, that's what I owe you. But thank you very much, mate, for the support. Harshiel says, my team is Martinez, Pickford, Kivior, Sessegnon, Robinson, Milenkovic, Mbeumo, De Bruyne, Murphy, Bowen, Salah, Isak, Wissa, and Marmoush. One free transfer, who to bring in and start. Goalkeepers are 50-50. I'd probably start Pickford, but that's very close. I'd bench Kivior and Robinson. No, Robinson's got a fixture. Wait, you've only given me 4 defenders. I don't know who your 5th defender is. Attackers, you probably bench Murphy. Who to bring in? You've got Wissa, you've got Mbeumo, you've got De Bruyne. I'd probably leave it. I'd bench Murphy and roll the transfer. Hopefully that helps, Arshil. Tom says bench boost for Mateta to Wissa or Murphy to Alanga or -4 for both. Mateta to Wissa, Murphy to Alanga or -4 for both. Murphy to Alanga. Mateta to Wissa's fine for a -4 hit. Don't think I would do it for a hit though. Let me quickly run this this poll. Yeah, Shazam's the man. Really is. Right, let me start a poll. Game week 36, captaincy poll. Okay, who are you captaining, chap? Mbeumo? KDB. Who's the third most popular captain? Who's the third most popular captain? I actually don't know. Wissa, Wood,
Probably would.
Cunha, Salah. I've not seen many Salah caps though. Wissa. Just spam in the chat who you're captaining. Wood. Would a woodchuck. Would.
How much wood for the woodchuck? Check the woodchuck. Check wood.
Listen, we all like wood. Don't get me wrong. If we could all have wood, we would. We would have wood. Beckham. Beckham. I'm going to go wood then, yeah. I woke up this morning without wood, and it just didn't feel right. Did anyone else wake up without wood this morning? Right, that's the poll. I'm just going to do wood. There you go, there's a poll. And Burmo, De Bruyne, Wood, other. Sorry if you are other, but just vote for that and then let us know. There are lots of Wissers in there as well. Right, go back to answering your super chats. Sus alert? No, I wake up without Wood. Not with Wood. Right, I've lost. Where is your... Why is... Oh, God, everything's messed up now. I woke up without Wood, thank goodness. I'm glad, Claudette. I'm glad. Right, where was I? Bang. Izzy Gaming. My little scallop. Hello, my team. Raya. AWS. Is that AWB? Who's AWS? Don't know. Gvardiol, Burn, Eze, Rogers, Salah and Burmo. Bench, Mateta, Saliba, Van Dijk. 1 free transfer, 4 points ahead in my mini league. Any tips? I would probably think about who your mini league rival will bring in. That's the way that I would think about it. The obvious transfer is Mateta to Wissa that a lot of people are doing. But I don't know who your strikers are in your starting 11 because you didn't list them. Anything else that stands out to me there? You could do Rogers to Elanga if you want to get a little bit spicy. I think otherwise your team looks fine. I don't think there's any desperate things that you need to do. I think maybe just Mateta to Wissa would be interesting, but otherwise leave it. I'm 25 points behind and I know my league leader is captaining in Burmo. Should I -4 to sell Salah or Isak for a differential? Recommendations, please. 25 points behind. Yes, you don't captain in Burmo then. You need to captain someone else. I would be tempted to do Salah to De Bruyne and captain. If you're 25 points behind and that's all you care about is that mini league, I would do Salah to De Bruyne and captain. Unless your mini league rival has De Bruyne and then maybe not. Basically, what you need to do, Johnny, is you need to buy a player that your mini league rival doesn't even own and captain that player. So if your mini league rival doesn't own Wood, do Isak to Wood and captain Wood. If your mini league rival doesn't own De Bruyne, do Salah to De Bruyne and captain De Bruyne. If you're chasing, you not only need to captain someone different, you ideally need to captain someone that they don't even have in their team. That's the way to catch up. Maguire is GOAT, says, hi Ross, my team is... Okay, looking at your team, locked in. Any changes? Great defence. Sells Gvardiol, Munoz, Milenkovic is an elite defence. Yeah, Trossard. Trossard's the only player I don't love there. Bowen and Burmo, Isak, Marmoush, Mateta. I think the only player there that stands out as not being that great is probably Trossard. I'd be tempted by Trossard to Elanga. Maybe. Kovacic as well isn't ideal, especially on your bench. Maybe Trossard to Elanga or Kovacic to Elanga or something like that. Otherwise, I think your starting 11 looks really strong. You've got most of the stuff covered that you need to. You could, of course, do Mateta to Wissa, which a lot of other people are doing as well. Here for FPL says 20 points to my target rank. Mateta and Sarr to Wissa and Bowen -4 KDB cap. Yeah, it's aggressive. I don't love selling Mateta and Sarr this week. I might sell one of them myself. I think Ismail Sarr could do really well against Spurs. So I would be a little bit hesitant on that one, but I can understand why. It's a nice set of transfers. Adaxel says Mateta and Sabinho for KDB or Bowen and Wissa from -4. Can't wait till the deadline to make a decision because I'm out with the family. No worries at all. There's always a chance KDB's benched. I don't think he will be, but if you can't wait until the deadline, there is that small chance. I think I would still go KDB ahead of Bowen. I think, like, if you gave me the choice this week, I could switch Bowen to KDB, I would take it. So I think I would go Mateta and Savino to KDB and Wissa. That's a lovely set of transfers. And just hope that KDB does start. Jordan says, does Thiago being back affect Sharda's minutes? Cheers. I don't think it'll affect his starts, but it certainly, I think he's the player that will come off for Thiago. So yes, it could affect his minutes, but I think you're probably safe for a start. Did you see the Ranieri-Pope comparison? Uncanny. I did. I did. I miss Ranieri. Goat manager. Sean X says, hello, Ross. Thank you for always helping everyone. You're welcome. Thanks for the support. KDB cap last week worked out for me. Apologies. 50 points behind the 50k rank. Is it possible? 50 points in 3 weeks. I don't think so. I don't want to give you false hope, but it's not impossible, right? So I suppose by that logic, if it's not impossible, then it is possible, right? Anyway, team in the next chat. Henderson, Kirkers, Gvardiol, Milenkovic, Bowen, and Burmo, Salah, KDB, Cap, Eva Nilsson, Mateta, Marmot. I tell you what, it's a very nice team, mate. It's not beyond the question with a strong team like that. 1 free transfer, 2.1 million in the bank. Any suggestions? Okay, so you want to make up 50 points. So where can you do that? I wonder if like Mateta to Wood or Mateta to Wood is nice, a bit more differential than Wissa. Other options that you've got, I think that's it. I mean, the other option you've got is if we get a leak that Haaland starts, is to pivot from Salah and Mateta to Haaland and a cheap mid. Like Elanga and Haaland for Salah and Mateta for a -4 if we get a leak. That's the only place I can really see that you can differentiate in your team. Otherwise, I think just rock your teammate. You don't even need a transfer desperately, and just hope that your players pull through, basically. Ramoya says, Murphy and Trossard to De Bruyne Semenyo, or Salah Marmouche to De Bruyne Haaland. It depends if we get a leak that Haaland starts. If we do, then I like the De Bruyne and Haaland move. If not, I like the De Bruyne and Semenyo move. I have triple captain. What week would you suggest I use? Depends on leaks. Triple captain, I think 38 for Salah or Saka. Salah's got his final home game of the season, Crystal Palace, and Saka's got Southampton. I think they're the two stand out. Or even go really rogue, Eva Nilsson triple captain or something like that. Clivert triple captain against Leicester at home. You skipped my previous super chat after the poll. Yeah, I couldn't see it, Marcus. I know I missed it. That was the one I was looking for. I was like, where's my... It's gone. It's disappeared. That should mean that you haven't been charged for it because it doesn't normally disappear otherwise. I can see your second one. Marcus, what I need you to do is go onto your super chat and reply. Like, you can comment on your super chat. So, Marcus, go do that, reply, and then I'll read your comment. Does that make sense? And then you don't have to give me another super chat because I feel bad. Where was I? I'm 9 points off first in my mini league and have Isak, Marmouche, and Wissa. Would you roll or do Isak to Wood, then Wood to even Nilsson in 38? Isak to Wood. I don't mind Isak to Wood for free. I don't hate it. I'm not going to try and put you off of that. I wouldn't do it if you're asking if I would do it, but I also don't hate that at all. Like, I do think that Wood is a better option than Isak this week, absolutely. And then, yeah, Wood to even Nilsson in 38 is another great transfer. George says, good morning, Ross. Rank 13k, aiming top 10k. Is it worth Isak for Wissa to be able to fund KDB for a -4 or just Mateta to Wissa for free? George, when I say this is my exact debate, like this is exactly what I'm choosing. Whether to do Isak to Wissa to fund Sar to KDB or just to do Mateta to Wissa. I'm leaning towards just doing Mateta to Wissa because I think Isak is always a good FPL asset. And I think after 36, I don't think I'll be delighted to sit there with KDB in my team for 37, 38. I won't mind it, but I would probably rather Palmer and Saka to KDB in 37, 38. Timbo Slice says, 1 free transfer, front 7 is KDB, Mbeumo, Eze, Rogers, Isak, Marmouche, Mateta. Torn on the best move. Rashford on my bench to Bowen and bench Rogers. Wissa in or just roll. Oh, I quite like Rashford to Bowen and bench Rogers. That's a nice transfer. Bowen is still going to be like slightly differential because lots of other people are focusing on like Mbeumo, Wissa, and KDB. I quite like that. Alex says, I don't have Mbeumo. I have Saka, Salah, Bowen. If I get Sharda, how risky is it going to be? I mean, it's a big risk. Mbeumo's going to be like 150% EO. So if Mbeumo gets like a 15-pointer, that means that you'll lose about 22 points on those around you. Like, it's It's very, very risky. But if he blanks on the flip side, then it's great. I wouldn't want to go without Mbermo this week, personally. Rage LYNSB. Who do I assistant manager today? I could go Pep and bring in Wiss. Yeah, I would go Pep Guardiola. If you've already tripled up on City and you want an assistant manager, I'd probably go for Thomas Frank. Maybe go for Nuno against Leicester at home. Nuno, Thomas Frank, or Pep. Right, where was I? Zodiac says, I really hope you get your top 10k rank. You really deserve to reach it soon. Thanks for another good season with awesome content. Thank you very much, Zodiac. I appreciate that, my friend. I hope so too, but it's not the end of the world if not. I was never expecting to be here. Like earlier on in the season when I was absolutely in the bin, I was like 5 million. I was not expecting to be here at this point in the season. So I'm just grateful to be here, to be honest. I'm not too fussed. Like top 10k for me was never the aim. Top 50k was always the aim, and I hopefully should finish there. So I'm not too fussed if I don't quite get top 10k. Stumpy2517. Okay, you got your team. 2 free transfers, 1.5 million in the bank. I have no idea where to go. 2 free transfers. What would I do if this was my team? You've got Mbermo. You've got Wissa. You've got Saka and Salah. Like Murphy's the standout. 1.5 in the bank. Anywhere else that I don't love? I think Murphy's the only one, really. I'd be tempted by something like Murphy to Alanga. Or Murphy to Bowen. Can you get Murphy to Bowen? Maybe. Does this work for... No, that doesn't work for money, does it? I think Murphy to Alanga. If you could find a way to get Murphy to Bowen, I like that as well. But you'd have to downgrade Mateta to like Eva Nilsson. So I like Mateta to Eva Nilsson, Murphy to Bowen's nice. Or just do Murphy to Alanga. Murphy's the only player there that I see as a bit of a standout that I wouldn't really desperately want to own. Jace says 2 free transfers. Did Mateta to Wissa, captain Kevin De Bruyne. Don't have Mbermo and the route is difficult. Would you do Isak to Cunha too or save the free transfer? Would I do Isak to Cunha for? No, I'd probably save the free transfer. Leading my mini league by 40 points, but next 6 have Mbermo. Start Saliba or Konsa, Raya or Emi. I would start Emi and Saliba or Raya and Konsa. I'd probably go Emi and Saliba. Emi and Saliba, and I would leave it. I wouldn't do Isak to Cunha. I'd save your transfer. I think there'll be better high upside transfers in the future. Adios says, thoughts on Marmoush, Wissa, Cunha. Okay, give me your team. Thoughts. Love it, mate. Love it. Sells is great. Milenkovic. Collins is brilliant. Is that a free hit team? I mean, that's a compliment, isn't it? That I don't know. Yeah, no, that is a free hit team, Adios. Yeah, it's beautiful. Cracking team. No complaints at all from me. Chris Rushton says, hey, Ross, 25 points behind in my mini league. Okay, that's feasible. 3.1 in the bank and 1 free transfer. Front 8. Okay, mini league rival has KDB, Wissa, and Wood. Is Savinho to Alanga captain to out there? As I said, mate, if you're making up 25 points, you need to captain someone that they don't own. So yeah, I think Savinho to Alanga's kind of in line with roughly what you need to do. I mean, Alanga wouldn't be up there as one of my favourite caps, but one of my favourite caps would be like KDB, Wissa, Wood. Unless he doesn't have Mbermo. If your mini league rival doesn't have Mbermo, then captain Mbermo. But otherwise, yes, Savinho to Alanga captain. I don't hate that, Chris. It's the sort of game where I could see it suiting Alanga quite well. Ryan says, hi, Ross. Looking for a defender for the rest of the season. Okay, it's between Ait-Nouri and Nico Williams or any others. I'd go Ait-Nouri. I absolutely would. I like Nico Williams a lot. He does take set pieces, which is nice. But Ait-Nouri's just been so attacking. 12 chances created in the 6 weeks. 10 shots in the box in the last 6 weeks as well. Yeah, I would be all over Ait-Nouri. Have some fun with it, as you say. Trust it. Jash Beast says, Bowen to Mbermo for a -4. Current 11. Martinez, Gvardiol, Munoz, Williams, Sarr, KDB, Salah, Bowen, Wissa, Marmoush, Isak. Bench of Marino, Kivior, Konsa. Would I sell Bowen? I wouldn't sell Bowen to Mbermo for a -4. No, not a chance. I think Bowen's great. No, I don't like that, sorry. I'd be more interested in selling like Marino. Can you not afford? Because you can't afford that. No. I'm sorry, I can't get behind selling Bowen to Mbermo for a hit. JPEG Sean says, morning, mate. Hope you're well. Wissa in for Mateta or Bowen in for Savinho? If Savinho's leaked to be on the bench, Bowen. Otherwise, Wissa. I wouldn't do both for a -4. I would just do one, and I'd wait until we get a leak around Savinho, hopefully. If we don't get a leak, then maybe just do the Bowen one, just in case. Hi, Ross. You've been amazing. Thank you. I'm at 151k, targeting 100k. Okay, let's do this. I'm planning to do Wissa for Mateta. Would you also take a -4 for Wood to Isak/Marmoush? I assume you mean Isak/Marmoush to Wood. A -4. I wouldn't take a -4, no. I would just do the Wissa move and hope that your team carries you close to... these are the sort of risks you can take in 38 if you need them. Because it might be that by 38, you're so close that you don't need to take such a big risk. I think just the Wissa move is personally what I would do. Jishnu Sen says, is it worth a hit for a goalkeeper like Sells or Flecken? I have Raya and Areola. I never take a hit for a goalkeeper. Not for free. If you've got the free transfers, absolutely. I wouldn't be taking a... It's just not worth it. Like, let's say Raya gets 2, and let's say Sells gets 6, then you're gaining nothing. Like, you've just gained back the points that you lost via the hits. It's just not worth it. Super Duper has been a member for 23 months. Thank you very much. Salah, Savinho, Mateta to Haaland, Diaz, Bowen, -4. Only if Haaland is leaked to start and Savinho is leaked on the bench. If those two things happen, Samuel, yeah, I don't mind it. I don't think I'd go for Luis Diaz, though. I think I'd be on like Mbermo or... I guess if you've got Mbermo and Bowen, then maybe. Hayden Ferguson says, Mateta to Wissa, have Isak and Marmoush, 1 free transfer. Yeah, Mateta to Wissa is probably what I'm planning as well. Dave Choppin says, hi Ross, is it worth a -4 for Isak and Asensio out for Wissa and KDB? Isak and Asensio out for Wissa and KDB. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably do that, Dave. I'd probably do that. Where was I? Gareth says, KDB, Bowen, Wissa in, Savinho, Sarr, Mateta out. KDB, Bowen, Wissa in, Savinho, Sarr. Again, if KDB's leaked to start and Savinho's leaked on the bench, then yes. Otherwise, I'm not sure it's a risk that I'd want to take. Like, because if Savinho starts and you've got Sarr and Mateta against Spurs, that could backfire. I'd want to get a leak that confirms those two moves, Gareth. But otherwise, yeah, I like it. Any change on the bench boost? Oof, what a team. So your bench would be like Raya. I guess your bench doesn't look great. Raya, Kivy, or Bradley. I mean, it's not the best bench boost I've ever seen. It's not awful. Nah. Yeah, if you've got no free transfers, Nathan, probably not. I think you missed my super chat too, mate. Did I, Lewis? Can't see it. Can't see it, Lewis, sadly. Sorry, mate. Again, hopefully that means it was just, like, refunded. Oh, my computer's lagging. Apologies. Morning, Ross. Bench Saka or Rodgers? I would definitely start Saka this week. I'd bench Rodgers. Arvin Velu says, 70 points to climb in my mini league. Taking out the players the leader has. Okay, how does this sound for free? Saka to Mbermo, Isak to Cunha. Already have Wissa and Marmoush. Maybe triple captain KDB or Mbermo. Yeah, I guess if your mini league rival has Saka and Isak, then yes, I like Mbermo and Cunha. In terms of triple captain, whichever one he doesn't own. So if your mini league rival has KDB, triple cap Mbermo. If they have both, triple captain Wissa. To make up 70 points, you need to triple captain someone that they don't have. So work out who they don't have. They don't have... Oh, you've said in the reply, they don't have KDB and Mbermo. So whichever one you think they won't buy, they're probably going to buy Brian Mbermo, right? So probably triple captain KDB. Or maybe send them a message now and be like, who are you buying this week? And then that will help you decide. Hi, Ross. Torn between Mateta to Wissa or Marmoush and Saka to Wissa and KDB. Also, thoughts on Areola over Raya this week? I wouldn't sell Saka, so I would go for Mateta to Wissa. Also, thoughts on Areola over Raya? I don't mind Areola over Raya. I would say I'm probably like 60% in favour of Raya, 40% Areola. So I'm just going to lean towards the Arsenal man. Right, Marcus. I've got you. And you've just said, I couldn't find the original, but don't mind supporting as you've helped a lot throughout the season. You're an absolute legend. Thank you for the support, my friend. And I do apologise. So, assistant manager assistant manager chip strategy for weeks 36, 37, 38. If you can, I would just get Pep in and just leave it there. Or Thomas Frank, I really like. Or Nuno. I feel like if you're going to keep a manager for the next 3, I would go for one of them this week, and then you can decide next week. So Thomas Frank, Nuno, or Pep. Depends who you're tripled up on. I also have 2 free transfers and have the following team/bench. Any changes? Raya Gvardiol, Saliba Munoz, Salah Eze, Rogers, Mbeumo, Marmoush, Isaac, Mateta. Bench of Martinez, Asensio, Burn, Livramento. So you've got 2 options here, I think. No, actually, I'd want Mbeumo. What's your easiest route to Mbeumo here? How much money do you have? That's what I don't know. I would want to get Mbeumo in. So I think Asensio to Mbeumo. And, oh no, you've got Mbeumo. Sorry, I've just seen Mbeumo on your team. I'm such a numpty. Okay, so you've got 2 options. You could do Asensio and Isaac to KDB and Wissa. You might have enough funds for that. If you don't have enough funds for that, or you don't want to sell Isaac, I would just do Mateta to Wissa. The other option, which I quite like, and I'm jealous of people that can own him, is Asensio to Elanga. I think Elanga could do really well this week. So there are your options. Asensio and Isaac to Haaland and... What was I doing? Asensio and Isaac to KDB and Wissa. If you can't afford that or don't want to do that, I would go for Elanga in for Asensio or Wissa in for Mateta. Or both. Hope that helps. Sorry for an absolutely terrible answer there. Start Saliba or Wan-Bissaka? Wan-Bissaka, probably. Martinez in goal. Yeah, I'll probably go Wan-Bissaka. Luke Aquilina says, hey, mate. Hello, Luke. 1.7k rank. Fair play. First in most of my mini-leagues, but want my country world number 1. Okay, fair play. Option A, Mateta or Marmoush to Wissa and Savinho to KDB. Or option B, Savinho to Bowen, Elanga, Sharda. What would you do? Oh, I would definitely do. I would do Mateta to Wissa and Savinho to KDB, unless we get a leak that Marmoush is benched, and then you could sell Marmoush. But I think option A is the one, Luke. I'd get option A done. Push for it. KDB and Wissa in this week is the dream. Chris says 3 free transfers, 2.7 million, having Mbeumo, Rogers, Bowen, Salah, Sarr, Mateta, Marmoush, Isaac. 3 forward swaps. What would you do? Wait, 3 forward swaps? You want to replace all 3 of your forwards? I mean, you actually could do that, to be fair. You could literally do Mateta, Marmoush, Isaac to Wissa, Wood, and Cunha. I wouldn't do that, though. I would probably just sell Mateta to Wissa, Cunha, or Wood and leave it there. If you want to replace all of them, though, Wissa, Wood, and Cunha coming in would be very, very spicy, Chris. But yeah, I don't think you need to do that. ALB DMB says Isaac or Cunha for Wissa, Diaz, or Murphy for KDB. I would say, okay, so Isaac to Wissa, Murphy to KDB. Can you afford that? If you can afford Isaac to Wissa, Murphy to KDB, then I quite like that. Jacob Jace is currently starting Rogers/Sav, but want to bring in Elanga/Gibbs White to start. If we get a leak that Savinho starts, should I start him? Also fancy Marmoush cap. If we get a leak that Savinho starts, I would absolutely start him. And if we get a leak that Marmoush starts, I'd be fine captaining him as well. I prefer Elanga to Gibbs White slightly. Hey Ross, how hot are you on Elanga? Is tempted to move Murphy on for him. I'm very hot on Elanga. Yeah, I like Elanga a lot. Are you leaning towards Cunha or Wissa? My heart is telling me Cunha, my head's telling me Wissa, and I think on this occasion I'm going to listen to my head. I think with 3 game weeks left, there is a chance that Cunha doesn't start all of them, and I think that's a risk that's just probably not worth taking. When Wissa is that guy, like he starts every game, pretty much, doesn't he? A couple of people said I missed their super chats. I think I'm just really behind because I'm trying to give proper answers, but I think I'm like a little bit behind, so apologies. Pratik says, hi Ross, 3 points ahead in my mini league. Okay, very tight battle. Rival has KDB. I've got the same forwards and mid as you. In defense, I've got Burn and Canate versus Munoz and Bradley. Okay. I've Martinez and Henderson in goal. 1 free transfer and 0.8 in the bank. Open to a -4. Thank you. I would be very, very tempted to do... If you've got the same team as me, same forwards and mids. I think you go without KDB, mate. I just don't see a great route to KDB if you've got a similar team to mine. I think I would do something similar to what I am planning, which is Mateta to Wissa or Cunha or Wood. I would leave it there, I think, mate. Calvin says, Cunha already swapped for Mateta. Okay. Should I make any more subs? Martinez, Gvardiol, Ruben, Munoz, Mbermo, Salah, Sarr, Barnes, Cunha, Isak, Marmoush. Should I make any further transfers for a minus? I don't think so, mate. I don't love Barnes this week, but I think he starts. Midfield's good other than that. Great forward line. I don't think there's anything there that screams out, take a hit to me, Calvin. Maguire is GOAT. Says, hi, Ross. Do you think I should sell Trossard to Elanga for a -8 because I'm already on a -4? Is Trossard to Elanga worth a hit? I just don't know if Trossard starts. Then it's Liverpool. Maybe. Could be. Could genuinely be so. I'd probably do it. Unless you've got someone else that you can play on the bench. I can't remember, mate. Khan says, which game week for bench boost? Okay, glancing at your team. Doesn't look great this week, does it? But you're going to face issues. 38, there's rotation, and 37, there's the FA Cup rotation as well. I kind of feel like if you can, bench boost this week is the one. But it's really not a great... your bench would not look good, would it? Your bench would be Rodgers, Bradley, Burn, Raya. Like, that stinks, really. I probably wouldn't bench boost that. I'd try and hold it. Maybe just play in 38. Appropriate transfers. It's a very similar thing of Mateta you could sell to Whistlewood or... By the way, keep Mateta for Spurs by all means. He'll probably do really well, but that's the only place that screams transfer there. I don't see any other options, Khan. Stumpy2517 says Murphy to Elanga and Mateta to Cunha for free. Yeah, get that done. That feels nice. RD96. That's funny. My initials are RD and my date of birth's 97. It's very close to being me. First in my mini league for cash, but second place is 3 points behind and is playing assistant manager. Yeah, that's gonna be tough then, isn't it? Be aggressive and bring in Cunha captain, for example, instead of Wissa and KDB for Bowen, or play safe and get aggressive later. Ooh, that's tough, isn't it? I wouldn't get overly aggressive now because you might regret it. Like, it might be that you don't need to play as aggressively. I would just... If you think that Cunha is as good as Wissa, go for Cunha. Like, that's a fine risk. But if you are bringing in Cunha and captaining him just to be different, I would just go Wissa. I think it's very close, though. I prefer KDB to Bowen, in all honesty. So I would go for KDB. I wouldn't sell Bowen, though, if that's what you're saying. I'd keep Bowen. But if you're choosing between KDB and Bowen RD, I would go KDB. Cunha versus Wissa is so close to me. Maybe that is the chance to go Cunha. I don't know if I'd captain Cunha, though. Basically, I think you can take a bit of risk, but I wouldn't overdo it. Mark Pickering says, good day, Ross. Winning my league by 30 points. Fair play. Do I need to take a -8 to bring in 8 Neri, KDB, and Cunha for Saliba, Sarr, and Mateta to 100% match my nearest rival? I don't care about overall rank, just want to win my mini league. I'm not sure that I would make... Like, here's the thing. If you take a -8 there, the league is down to 22 points there. Sarr and Mateta are absolutely fine. Okay, here it is, Mark. If your team, outside of those 3 players, is identical to your mini-league rival, then yes, I would take the -8. If that -8 still leaves your teams very different, then it's not worth it because you're just bringing the gap down to 22 points. Then he could still gain on you with the other players. So I would only take that big hit, Mark, if your mini-league rival's team is very, very, very similar to you after that. Like, where there's barely anywhere that you could gain. There's such mind games that goes on with these mini leagues, I tell you, like trying to block and stuff like that. Ali says, Captain KDB or Mbermo? I'm ranked first in my mini league, but I'm only leading by 1 point. The guy behind me didn't have KDB or Mbermo in 35. So that probably tells me most people that don't own KDB or Mbermo, they'll probably prioritize Mbermo because he's cheaper. It's a high risk, high reward, isn't it? I would captain the player that you don't think he'll bring in and hopefully shoot ahead. So I would probably captain KDB. But it's a big risk because if he captains Mbermo and Mbermo goes big, then that's... So I would captain KDB, probably. Scott, is a triple up on Wissa, Mbermo and Sharda excessive? I don't think it's excessive. Like, let me put it this way. Everyone owns Mbermo and most people will captain him. Wissa's going to be like 80% EO. You're not going to gain much from Wissa and Mbermo. So if you want to gain from the Brentford attack, Shard is basically your only way of doing it. So no, I don't hate that, Scott. Brandon says, chasing 35, worth starting Strand Larson over a Bowen or Sarr. Only if your mini-league rival has Bowen and Sarr. If they have Bowen and Sarr, then yeah, it's worth it. But I think Bowen and Sarr are much better options than Strand Larson for me. Nathaniel Ratcliffe says, first in my mini league by 23 points, but 7 points off top 10k. Rival has a similar team to me, apart from Cliver, Nico Williams, Ruben, and Murphy. Would you block or aim for top 10k? Oh, I can't make that decision for you, mate. All I will say is if you get top 10k, you probably win your mini league. So what I would do is just focus on getting as many points as possible. So I wouldn't focus on your mini league rival. I would just get the best team you can every week, and hopefully that will be enough to get top 10k and win your mini league. So yeah, I would kind of do neither. I would just build the best team you possibly can. But yeah, it's up to you. Like, your mini league might be more important to you than overall rank. I don't know that. IRM Bro says 1.9 in the bank, 1 free transfer. Okay, I've got your team. You've said Mateta to Wissa and Murphy to Bowen for a -4. Yeah, I'd get that done. That feels really nice. Yeah, I would do that. Alexander AN, I can't see the rest of your name. Alexander Angel, Mateta to Wissa or Isaac and Saar to even Ilson and KDB for free. Mateta and Wissa for me. I like Isaac and Saar as assets. That's what's put me off Brian KDB. Like, I could sell Isaac and Saar to Wissa and KDB for a hit. I think Isaac and Saar are good assets, and I think Saar's been super unlucky not to return more. Hi, Ross. Would you start Van Dijk or Bradley? I'd honestly start Bradley. I'd start Bradley. BT5991. I'm going with Sharda as captain, trying to make up 40 points in my mini league. Do I take a -4 hit for any of Mateta, Isaac, or Marmoush? Only if your mini league rival has Mateta, Isaac, and Marmoush, I would probably take one of them out and take a -4 hit, yeah. But if your mini league rival doesn't have that exact set of 3, then probably not. You just need to think about who they own and what are their probable transfers going to be. Galib says, I'm thinking of doubling up this week on Mbermo and Wissa replacing Mateta. What do you think? I'm thinking of doubling up this week on Mbermo replacing Mateta. What do you think? Yeah, I like it. That's what I'll be doing. That's what a lot of people will be doing, Galib. I see no issue with doubling up on the Brentford attack. SM says, hey Ross, selling Even Ilson for Wissa. Ooh, I wouldn't do that, but okay. Who to bench for Wissa? Options are Eze, Saar, Isaac, or Marmoush. Ooh. Oh, no, I don't like that. Hopefully Marmoush is benched and then you bench him. Otherwise, I mean, it's probably got to be Ismaila Sarr there. I don't know that I would sell Even Ilson for Wissa, mate, if you've not already made the move, personally. Good luck with your push to top 10k. You too as well. If you do make the move, I think it's Sarr that you bench there. Chasing 20 points, should I captain Wood or Mbermo? Chasing 20. If you're chasing, probably Wood, because I think a lot of people around you will captain Mbermo. Probably your mini league rival as well. Hi Ross, if Haaland starts, would you sell Marmoush for Wissa? Only if Marmoush doesn't start. Marmoush, by the way, Haaland starting is not bad for Marmoush. Most of his goals came when Haaland was in the team. The only way that I would sell Marmoush is if we get a leak that Marmoush doesn't start. Matuata says, long time since I've tuned in and you're still as handsome and bald as ever. Thank you very much. Top 200k with my wildcard, free hit and assistant manager. Wow, fair play. Who's the best manager to bring in and your ideal team for free hit and wildcard to finish? If you've got assistant manager, you can't wildcard and free hit. So I wouldn't use the assistant manager, basically. You'll have to sacrifice the assistant, unless you wildcard, free hit, and then assistant manager in the final week. Unless you're saying you've got 1 week left of assistant manager. I'm not quite sure what you're doing here. Best assistant manager would be Pep Guardiola or Thomas Frank or Nuno, those 3. But yeah, remember that if you've got the assistant manager active, you can't free hit and wildcard. So hopefully you've not already activated it. Katie, and thank you for the support as well. Oh, I've lost where I was. There I was. KDB and Wood in for Murphy and Marmoush for a hit. Only if Marmoush is leaked to not start. If he is leaked to not start, then absolutely. If he's starting, I don't love that. Kieran says, hi Ross, chasing 22 points and 28 points off doing a forfeit. Okay. Salah, Savinho, Marmoush for Haaland, KDB, Alanga -8. Or Mateta, Savinho to KDB, Wissa -4. I prefer that. I think I prefer the Mateta, Savinho to KDB, Wissa, but do bear in mind that we might get early team news, and if Savinho starts, which we just don't know, but I don't think I'd sell him, so I wouldn't go for either. But just looking at that, I just don't think you need that -8. I'd probably go for the -4. That's a loud siren. It's a very loud siren. Hopefully everyone's okay. Mark says, hi Ross, I'm first in my mini league by 30 points. Take a -8 to bring in KDB, Cunha and 8 Nuri for Sarr, Mateta and Saliba. Out to match my... Oh, I've already answered that one, didn't I, Mark? Did I answer that one? Yeah, I think I answered that one. Yeah, I did answer that one right, Mark. I said it depends how similar the rest of your team is. Hopefully that's okay. Hi, Ross. Start Rogers or Alanga? Alanga. Start Sarr, Semenyo. I would start Sarr. And 2 of Munoz, 8 Nuri Milenkovic. That's very tough. Oh, I'd be tempted to bench Munoz there, you know. Can't bench Milenkovic against Leicester at home. 8 Nuri's arguably been even more attacking than... I would probably bench Munoz, mate. Start at 8 Nuri Milenkovic. Del Sharfa says, free hit, sells Milenkovic, Nico. Triple for his defence, I respect it. Gvardiol, Sharda, Eze, KDB, Bowen, Wissa, Cunha, Isak. Bench of Flecken, Diaz, Bruno, Anthony. Look good, chasing rank. Well, if you're chasing rank, there's no point having Isak. Isak will gain you absolutely nothing. Like, so many people have Isak. So I'd switch Isak out for... In all honesty, I'd have Wood. That sounds sus. I would have Wood, though. Which means you have to drop one of your defenders. Anywhere else that... I mean, there's no Brian in Burmo, but that makes sense if you're chasing. Gvardiol doesn't gain you much. If you're really chasing, maybe go without City defence and hope they concede. But I think the one place where I'm like, ugh, is probably Isak. I just don't think there's... If you're chasing, there's much point having him. B. Hendry says, 103-point gap in my £150 mini league. Is it safe to have fun? Mate, you could literally delete your team and I still think you'd have a good chance of winning. So yeah, 103 points is done. Anything over like 50 is basically impossible to catch up, I think. Where can I check for City news? Which source? We've got like 5 or 6 sources. Basically, just stay on the deadline stream for the next hour. Even if you want to chuck it on in the background, I won't be offended if you're not listening properly. But stay on the deadline stream and any news I get, I'll share with you. Do you think Kovacic will start? I've got honestly no idea. I'm sorry. If he does, then I'll let you know. I would guess so, but I have no idea with Pep. When should I play my triple captain? I think 38 on Salah or Saka. Liam's, I don't mind, by the way, Mbemo or De Bruyne this week as well. Raya, Bradley, Gvardiol, Munoz, Rogers, Salah, Sarr, Mbemo, Isak, Marmoush, Mateta. 1 free transfer, 2.8 in the bank. Who would you captain and what transfer or role? Okay, Liam. I would captain... You've got no KDB, so it's just Mbemo probably for me, is the standout. I don't hate Salah, but then... Or Marmoush, but... Mbemo's clear. What transfer? I think Mateta to Wissa or roll. That's the only move that I see that stands out to me. Your defence doesn't look great, but it's pretty similar to mine in all honesty. Ben Wynn says, love your thoughtfulness. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Is getting KDB worth giving up Isak for? I've decided the answer to that is no in my team. At 9k rank on bench boost and have 2 free transfers. Looking at Murphy to KDB and Isak to Evan Nilsson. See, I don't like giving up Isak, but it's because I also would have to give up Sarr, and it's also for a hit. For you, yes, you're giving up Isak, but you only have to lose Murphy. It's not for a hit. I'd be very tempted to do that, mate. I think at 9k rank, if KDB goes huge, that's going to really, really hurt you. I'd be tempted to make that move, Ben, in your position. I'm not going to do it, but in your position, I'd be tempted. Hi, Ross. Is selling Sadie B? Is selling Salah for KDB crazy? Sadie B. Sounds like a girl. Oh, Sadie B. Is selling Salah for KDB crazy? I don't like using the word crazy. No, actually, no, it's not. But the thing is, let me put it this way. Would you rather KDB for Bournemouth and Fulham or Salah for Brighton and Crystal Palace? Because that's what you're going to be coming back to next week, is you'd probably prefer to have Salah. Salah's probably my captaincy option in 37, and depending where I am rank-wise, he might be my captain in 38. I wouldn't do it, no. Best assistant manager pick this week. It's Pep, Nuno, or Frank. You basically want to target one of the promoted teams. Mr. Dean 1009 says, 3 free transfers. Saka, apologies, Sarr, Mateta. Okay, to Mbemo, KDB, Alanga, Cunha, Wissa. So it'd be Mbemo, Alanga, and Wissa. Saka, Sarr, Mateta. I don't like selling Saka, Sarr, Mateta. I'm going to say no. Oh, but do I prefer Mbemo, Alanga, and Wissa? Yeah. Maybe, actually. I don't like selling Saka personally, and I don't love selling Saar. The Mateta move, I don't mind. Mateta to Wissa, definitely. I don't know about the other two, mate. I'll leave that on you, but I don't think I would if that was my team, basically. Kyle B says, hi, Ross. Start Jacob Murphy or Rogers this week. Rogers. Hey, Raptor, how do you fancy your chances to win the FPL door? Thanks for the great content as always. I think pretty low, mate. It will be Andy Martin or Praz, based on the comments. And that is absolutely fair. Praz is the GOAT of FPL. Great rank this season. And Andy Martin's been brilliant. I also think... Wow. The person that I voted for the FPL door was Rob T FPL. If I think about who's made the biggest impact on the FPL community this season, I can't go a single week without checking Rob's graphics. So I voted for Rob. But anyone could, like Harry, absolutely cracking season. Another good rank. Like... There's so many people in there that deserve it. I very much highly doubt I win it. But if you're wondering what it is, by the way, FPL Focal on Twitter created like a fun FPL door voting thing.
What's the prize?
I don't think there is a prize. Canate to Ola Aina and Mateta to Wissa for a -8. I don't love Ola Aina. I think Ola Aina's not the guy anymore. I'd go Nico Williams. So Canate to Nico Williams, Mateta to Wissa. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do either of them. If you're going to do one of them, it would be Mateta to Wissa. I wouldn't make either of those moves, Jay. Andre says, buy Alanga or Bowen this week. I still prefer Jared Bowen. Selwyn says, hey, mate, bet you get sick of these lineup requests. I actually don't mind it. That's why I'm here. Like, I enjoy giving advice. I just feel bad when I get it wrong, basically. I'm 20 points ahead in my mini league, but I'm thinking Van Dijk and Isak to Gvardiol and Wissa -4, and add Murphy to De Bruyne for at -8. Oh, I love the moves, mate. I do. That would put you 12 points ahead, but you'd have Gvardiol, Wissa, and De Bruyne. I'd probably do that, Selwyn. I would. Like, it really narrows that gap between you and your mini league rival, but you're getting 3 extremely good players there. I would do it. Hatik says, hey, Ross, thanks to your epic advice all season. 170 points clear in my mini league. Fair play, Hatik. That is some sensational stuff. Targeting fixtures and differentials for fun. Murphy to Alanga and Isak and Mateta to Cunha and Wissa. Perfect. Perfect captain, Cunha. If you're all in on the fun, Hatik, and Cunha's your favourite, I really love Mateus Cunha. That's what's making me want to get Cunha this week, is like, he's my guy. He is my guy. And I want him back. Like, I love him. But I just think Wissa's just a little bit more sensible. Would you do Marmoush out instead of instead of Mateta for Cunha if we hear Marmoush was benched? Yeah, that's why I haven't made the move. Because if we hear Marmoush is benched, then I wouldn't sell Mateta. I'd sell Marmoush. I don't see a world in where Marmoush is benched, but that's why I'm waiting. So yeah, absolutely. Advice for you, mate. Saka to KDB, then Saka back, game week 38. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's a bit of a hokey-cokey. I don't know if it's worth all those transfers, but I don't hate it. Do I sell Saka now for Bowen with 1 free transfer? No. I'd keep Saka. Hi, Ross. Triple captain in Burma, or what to do? I think in Burma or KDB this week, Salah or Saka in 38. I think they're your 4 options. Behind 30 points in my mini league, I've got 2 free transfers, need help. Okay. Got your team. I don't know how much money you have in the bank. Everyone always tells me how many free transfers they have, but not how much money. So please, if you're going to drop a super chat, let me know how much money. What can you do here? Jacob Murphy and Mateta stand out as the 2 players that could be sold. So Mateta to Wissa and Murphy to Alanga. Although you don't have Mbermo. But if you're 30 points behind, you need to chase. I would go, maybe even Wood then, because maybe your mini league rival will get Wissa. I would go Mateta to Wood or Wissa and then Jacob Murphy to Alanga. Cookie says, thinking of changing assistant manager from Moyes to Frank for the next 2 weeks, but would need a -4. Raya to Sells. Have Marta as my other goalkeeper. Moyes to Frank, and then to do that, Raya to Sells. I quite like that. Yeah, I'm all aboard that. That's quite nice. Kreista says, bench one of these midfielders. Rogers, Sarr, Clivert. And then I've got Salah and Mbermo as well. Rogers, quite comfortably. Clivert on pens. Sarr's got a great fixture. Rogers is the one to bench there, Kreista. Dahlia says, hi, Ross. Sarr to Sharda and Isak to Watkins for a -4. Have Wissa, Marmoush, and no Mbermo. Captaining Bowen again or Wissa. I don't mind Isak to Watkins. I still wouldn't do it. I don't mind it. I wouldn't do Sarr to Sharda. I prefer Sarr to Sharda this week. So I like those moves. I don't mind captaining. I'd probably captain Wissa and just make the Isak to Watkins move if you want Watkins. I personally wouldn't make either of those transfers this week. I would just leave it, roll, and then captain Wissa. Tathan Official, thank you as always for the support, my friend. Says, hi Ross, I'm buying Wissa. I've got Isak, Watkins, Marmoush. Who do I sell? Not Watkins. If Marmoush is leaked to be benched, I would sell Marmoush. Otherwise, I think you have to sell Isak there. You can't sell Watkins ahead of those final two. And Marmoush, if he's playing Southampton, I just can't get behind selling him there. So I think that's a pretty straightforward Isak sell. Rich Bedford says 12 points ahead in my mini league. Looking at Mateta to Wissa, and then either Rodgers or Sarr to De Bruyne for a -4. Which of Rodgers or Sarr, if so? I think the answer probably is Miles Sarr, because for the final 2 weeks, Rodgers has Spurs and United, but I would hate to not have Sarr this week, which is why I'm not doing the move myself. Because otherwise I would do it. But I just don't really like... I like Sarr this week. I think it's a great matchup for him. So I would sell his Miles Sarr, but just bear in mind it could backfire a little bit this week, Rich. Dave says, hi Ross, 1 free transfer, 2.3 million in the bank. Okay, I've got your team, Dave. Plan is to roll 36. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Team looks great. And then Rashford and Mateta to Palmer and Even Ilson 37. And then Eze to Trossard in 38. Perfect. You might end up doing Eze to Martinelli, for example. But yeah, I like that. Palmer, Even Ilson, Trossard as your final 3 transfers. Screams points to me, Dave. Really, really nice. I'm looking at something similar myself. One of Even Ilson or Martinelli or someone like that in for 38. I like the look of. I think I took a punt on Martinelli in the past in 38. Does anyone remember... If anyone remembers this, this is going to be wild. Don't say anything, Pickle, because you might remember. Does anyone remember who my Game Week 38 punt was last season? And I'll give you a clue. I went into the Game Week like 45k, and they pushed me up to 29k alone. They scored 18 points in Game Week 38.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone remember who my Game Week 38 punt was? 18 points in the Game Week 38.
Oh,
Fair play. So many people got that. I thought no one would get that. Fair play, chat. Fair play. It was Eberechi Eze. 18 points. I think they won 5-0, didn't they? Was it 5-0? Who was they playing? Does anyone remember who they played? It was a huge score for them. But yeah, Eze got an 18-pointer. I can't remember who it was. You guys have a better memory than me. Villa. It was Villa. Was it 5-0? Let me remind myself. I'll just Google it. Palace versus Villa.
I normally type in the year so it comes up straight away.
Yeah, it would have, but Mateta scored a hat-trick and Eze added 2 more goals and he got the assist. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Mateta hat-trick. I forgot that. I've got Eze and Mateta in 38. Dear Lord, that would have been a big haul. Who's the player this year to get it's getting 18 points in 38? Even Ilson, Clivert, Trossard, Martinelli. My chat's frozen. Oh dear. Chasing 43 points in my mini league transfers. You've given me your team ID, I think, there, mate. But sadly, I don't do that on streams just because it opens up a terrible can of worms of people just sending me their IDs. 43 points is going to be tough. You need to basically buy and captain someone that your mini league rival doesn't even own. That's my advice. Shall I sell Marmoush for Pep and get Wissa? Only if Marmoush is leaked to not start. Otherwise, I feel like it's a waste because Marmoush could go really big and then Pep's not really gaining you much. 30 points off top 100k. Okay, start Martinez/Kirkez over Raya Kivior. Yeah, I would start both Martinez and Kirkez over Raya and Kivior. Assuming no leaks, Savinho Mateta to KDB Wissa -4, Vamos the egg. Big love. Assuming no leaks, yes. If we get a leak that Savinho starts, then obviously no. But yeah, assuming no leaks, yeah. I think we'll get leaks of some kind. I don't know if we'll get it for like every player. Blicky94 says, have Isak, Mateta, Marmoush. Want to bring in Wood and Wissa. Who do I keep? Leaning Isak. Also, thoughts on Arsenal defender to Gvardiol for a hit. Wouldn't buy Gvardiol for a hit because Arsenal defender's better in 38. If you're going to keep one of Isak, Mateta, Marmoush, I would keep Marmoush unless we get a leak he doesn't start because he plays Southampton. But if we get a leak that Marmoush doesn't start, then yeah, I'd keep Isak. Blackfinch says, hi Ross, need a hand here. Couple of points off my mini league leader. Mids and forward are Salah and Burmo, Rodgers, Sarr, Saka, Mateta, Marmoush, Isak. 0.8 in the bank, 2 free transfers. Mateta to Wissa and leave it. If you want to make another move, it's probably... No, I don't. No, it's just the one move, mate. Mateta to Wissa or Mateta to Cunha or Mateta to Wood. I don't mind Wissa, Cunha or Wood, by the way. Whichever one you prefer. Pack the Hammer says, is it worth a -8 for Rodgers, for Elanga, and Marmoush to Haaland, chasing 40 points? Yeah, if you need... Oh, then it's 48 points, though, after the hit. Like, you're not going to make up 48 points, I don't think. If Haaland is leaked to start, yeah, take the hit, captain Haaland, and hope that he gets 17 points. And then you could make it up. Flabberdoodle says, hi, Ross. I can do Sar to Bowen and Mateta to Wissa for a -4. Okay. I don't love selling Sar for a hit, but I don't mind it. Have Salah, Mbermo, KDB, Rodgers, Isak, and Marmoush left. Captain Mbermo, KDB, 50k rank. Do you know what? 50k rank, Bowen and Wissa coming in. I don't hate it. Captain Mbermo or KDB? I still think Mbermo's just ahead for me because of the penalties and the set pieces. Like, KDB has some set pieces, but no pens. I would just lean Brian Mbermo. Liam says, I remember because I went Elise and lost my mini league by 2 because he got 0. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember the Elise blank. I forgot about that because it was a very close call for a lot of people, wasn't it? Which third defender? Wan-Bissaka, Saliba, or Konsa? I honestly would go Wan-Bissaka, you know? I honestly would. Have Martez in goal with Guardiola and Munoz so far. Yeah, I would go Wan-Bissaka. KDB or Mbermo for captain. Depends. If you're chasing a little bit more, KDB is still going to be like 90% EO, I'd say. 80 to 90%. So KDB is still not a differential, but in terms of captaincy, you'll gain a lot more from him. So if you're chasing, I would captain KDB. If you're not chasing, I would captain Mbermo. Based on polls, he'll be 80%. He was 30% last week. He's been brought in by about 20 to 30% of active managers, and he's captained by about half, be about 80% EO. I'm terrified. Imagine not owning an 80% EO Kev against Southampton. We'll see. We'll see. I guess his EO will go down when we get a league that he's benched. I really hope that we get that. I'm so sorry for KDB owners, but I really hope he doesn't start. There's no reason why he wouldn't start. They've got enough. They've got a 7-day break before the FA Cup final. But I hope he doesn't. Ollie says, Luis Diaz, Saka, Murphy, Salah, Mbermo, Marmoush, Isak. 0 in the bank with my triple captain and 1 free transfer. Need to catch 25 points to my mini league rival. Can you afford Murphy to Elanga? Or Murphy to Sharda? Murphy to Elanga or Murphy to Sharda stands out to me, mate. Because you've got nothing in the bank, so you can't really do anything too fancy with it. But you've already got Brian Mbermo. Luis Diaz, if he starts, is fine. I would probably do Murphy to Elanga or Sharda. Haaland and Sharda and for Isak and Murphy. Yeah, I don't hate that, actually, mate. I don't hate that. One of it, Isak, Marmoush, Watkins to Wissa. Yeah, probably Isak. If Marmoush is leaked to be benched, then obviously Marmoush instead. Either Isak or Watkins out for Wissa or roll. I would roll, but if you're going to sell one, it has to be Isak. I don't think you can sell Mateta. Like, Mateta's going to be one of the most bought players next week. Spurs at home before the Europa League final? Yes, please. My chat froze. Oh, we're back. Do you think KDB will start? I do think KDB will start, yeah. 4K watching, like the stream, please. You're absolutely right, Lionel. Please, if you are watching the stream, could you like it? Also, more importantly than liking the stream, although I would really like you to like the stream, is could you subscribe to the channel? There's normally at least 10% of people watching that aren't subscribed, which means at least 400 of you aren't subscribed. So whatever device you're watching, and even if you're watching on your telly, you can subscribe on your telly. It's a fun fact for you. Why are you starting Bradley? Well, my other options are Saliba, who I don't think will keep a clean sheet and doesn't have much attacking threat, and then Konsa, who's playing Bournemouth away. Don't think I'll get a clean sheet, and again, doesn't have that much attacking threat. So I kind of feel like Bradley, Konsa, and Saliba are all pretty rubbish. So why not start? The thing is with Bradley, I love that he's going to come off early, right? I love that he will be subbed around the 60th minute, because if it's the 60th first minute, then we're all in it. We're great. Imagine if he's got the clean sheet at that point. But yeah, on the flip side, if he's subbed pre-60, then that sucks. Is this the final team, Rossi boy? No. I'm going to take out Mateta, I think, for Wissa or Cunha. My heart says Cunha. My head says Wissa. I just like Wissa just plays 90 minutes in every game. He's got 3 good fixtures. He's on 18 goals in the Premier League this season. 2 more to get to 20. Wissa seems like the sensible transfer, but he's going to be quite highly owned. I reckon Cunha will be sub 30. Wissa will be at least 60. I'd say even more than that. He's the most transferred in player this week, Wissa. He was already at 20-30%. Some people will captain. I reckon Wissa and KDB will both be 65 to 80% EO. So, like, by all means buy him, but they're not going to gain you as much, you know? The thing is with Cunha, you just don't know that he starts all 3 of the remaining games. When he's very clearly leaving. Like, he's made no attempts to hide the fact that he's leaving. So, could you see Bellegarde, Manetzi, and Strand Larsen start one of the final 3 games? Yeah. Or might he get a really early sub in 38 as like a send-off? City have KDB on the X photo for the game. Is that a hint? Honestly, not even remotely. The admin that do the graphics have no idea who's going to start. Like, Pep isn't going to tell the City admin, by the way, I'm starting KDB. For what it's worth, I see absolutely no reason why Marmoush and KDB wouldn't start. Like, no reason at all. The FA Cup final is on Saturday. They've got a 7-day break. Like, there's absolutely no need for them to rest them. If the FA Cup final was on, like, Wednesday, I'd be really worried about their minutes, but it's a week. The bigger concern for Man City, if you own KDB and Marmoush, is against Bournemouth in 37. So they play the FA Cup on the final on the Saturday. They've then got Bournemouth on the Tuesday. That's where I would be concerned about KDB and Marmoush. Not this week. But we should hopefully get team leaks. We've got 50 minutes till the deadline. Ooh. Chasing 25. Cap in Burmo or Erling? Start Canate or Tino? Erling Haaland, if he starts, if we don't get a league, I'd captain in Burmo. Start Canate or Tino Livramento? I'll go Livramento. I like Livramento this week. Got a good feeling about him. Yeah, I've got a really good gut feeling about Livramento. Would you do Murphy out for Elanga Sharda or Even Ilson out? I would not sell Even Ilson. So Murphy to Elanga. Omcast is leading with 105 points in my mini league. 105, yeah, you'll just do whatever you want, mate. Isak to Wissa or Mateta to Wissa is a must, and which one to choose from? I would prefer Mateta to Wissa, I think. Want to keep Marmoush. Thomas Frank is AM, have 3 free transfers. Yeah, I would do Mateta to Wissa. It's fine. I know a lot of people are doing it, but for good reason. Sharda and Wood or Elanga and Wissa? Ooh, I am chasing. I don't think the chasing thing matters because Elanga and Sharda are both lowly owned. I prefer Elanga and Wissa as a combo. I would go that one. Have Cunha and Marmoush, and I'm looking to sell Isak to Wissa, okay? I'm 21 points off in my mini league. Is it a smart move given Isak's ownership? I think if you're 21 points off and your mini league rival owns Isak, then yeah, absolutely. If you also care about overall rank, then of course it is a big risk, yeah. Hi Ross, assistant manager active, who to choose? Pep, Nuno, or Thomas Frank? I would personally go Pep, unless you're already tripled up. If you are tripled up, I'd then go probably Thomas Frank. But I mean, if you look at my predictions, bottom left of the screen, I've got Brentford beating Ipswich 3-0. I've got Pep beating Southampton 4-0. And I've got Nuno beating Leicester 3-0. So that's why I would go for those 3, because I think they'll be routes, all of them. Christo Ball says, 1 free transfer, 0.1 in the bank. Okay, give me your team. Replace 1 forward for Wissa or Roll. It's basically the same sort of team as me, mate. You're not too far off where I'm at. I'm going to do Mateta to Wissa or Cunha. So I will say that I would just lean that way. But I think you are absolutely fine just rolling. Like, I want to make it very clear, especially for people that haven't made their transfers, keeping Mateta is not a bad option this week. He's playing against a leggy, rotated Spurs team that can't, even when they're full strength, can't stop teams from scoring. Like, Bowen could have had 2, 3, 4 attacking returns in that game. Like, I really do not mind Mateta this week. In fact, I hate the idea of selling him. It's putting me off. But I just think I'm going to have to sell Mateta in 37 or 38 anyway. So why not sell him in a week where Wissa's got Ipswich? That's kind of the thought process. Yoel says, "Hey Ross, hope you're having a good weekend. I'm chasing. Is it crazy to triple captain Wood or Mbermo? If you're chasing, triple captain Wood's great. I don't know that Mbermo's the greatest triple captain chaser because he's going to be the most highly captained player, so he doesn't feel very chasey. Sam Anderson says, "Hi mate, what would your game with 36 free hit team look like? I'd own 3 City, 3 Forest, 3 Brentford, and then I'd probably own like Cunha and Bowen as the other players. I'd go double Forest defence and Wood, or 1 Forest defender, Elanga, Wood. I'd have Haaland if he starts, KDB, Gvardiol. I'd have Mbermo, Wissa, and probably Sharda, even if Sharda's on the bench. Maybe Flecken in goal if not. And then, yeah, I'd maybe try and squeeze in a Bowen or a Cunha. And then as my other defender, I don't know, you could go for like a Sessegnon or an 8 Nuri. That'd be roughly what my free hit would look like. I know I probably listed more than 15 players there, but you know what I mean. You get the gist. Basically, definitely have 9 players from Brentford, City, and Forest as part of your 15. Love your content, Rap God. I like Rap God. That's my new nickname. Start Bradley or Kukurea. Thanks, Ross. Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd go Cuckoo. Cheeky little Cuckoo. Kukurea. If you want to upset Pickle, call him Cucurella. Really upsets Pickle and commentators go Cucurella.
Oh, yeah, I really hate it. Is Murillo just called Murillo, or is it Maria? I need to know.
He's Brazilian, so it's Portuguese. I think it's Murillo.
Murillo, okay.
I get a bit because like the J's are different in Portugal versus Spain, even though the country like the ones in Portugal it's J, whereas in Spain it's H.
It's a
Jose versus Jose.
Jose.
So I think the L's are different as well. Let us know if your Portuguese is Murillo, Murillo, or Murillo. I know Cucurella is definitely there. Yeah. Like Paella. Sorry, I'm just up saying I just had 200 Spaniards just leave like that. They were just like, I'm gone. This guy doing the Spanish accent. Cucurella. James Rodriguez. Exactly, yeah, because James is Colombian, so he speaks Spanish. Did anyone know on FPL Harry's live stream he said that Darwin speaks Uruguayan? That was what we did at Harry's stag do. There was a quiz, and one of the questions was, what language did Harry say they speak in Uruguay? On his live stream, he said he didn't understand Darwin's tweet because it was written in Uruguayan, and someone was like, Uruguayan's not a language, Harry. Who should I start? Milenkovic or 8 Nuri? Milenkovic, for sure. Hey, Ross, 16k chasing top 10k. Isaac, John-Philippe Mateta / Marmouche, and Eze for Haaland. Wait, what? Isaac, Mateta / Marmouche, and Eze. Oh, sorry, and Eze for Haaland, Wissa, and Sharda from -4. I would not be selling Eze or Isaac. I don't love that PJ, but I don't want to put you off because they also are really high upside moves. I don't love that set of moves. Or just get Whisper and replace Areola Raya. I would even keep Areola and Raya. Listen, I can't begin to tell you how much fun you will have in 38 if you've got 2 or 3 free transfers. And even next week, like using 2 transfers to buy Palmer to cap him against United. Like there are so many opportunities in 37 and 38. I do not feel like you need to use all of your transfers this week. That would be my advice. Trina says, "Hey Raptor and Pickle, I love the Pickle advice video. Also, I think you missed my super chat from before." Oh, sorry, Trina. Let me look for it. And thank you. Yeah, that video was received very well. I actually did miss it. Sorry, Trina. Hey Raptor. Team is Henderson, Gvardiol, Byrne, Munoz, Rogers, Alanga, Mbermo, Salah, Mateta, Marmouche, Isaac, with Kirkes, Diaz, Saliba on the bench. Great team. Chasing points and 1 free transfer. Help. Mateta Hall versus Spurs. I am starting to wonder if you're chasing points, is the best points chasing option to keep Mateta?
Probably.
Because he's so highly sold. It'll be down at so last week he was 56% in the top 50k. He's the most sold player this week. Some will bench him. I reckon he'll be down at 25 to 30% ownership. Wissa, Cunha, Wood are all going to be above that. I genuinely think, Trina, maybe Mateta is the one to keep. You've got Alanga. I don't think you need to make a transfer there, Trina. You've got Alanga as a differential. You've covered Mbermo. Keep Mateta for the possible haul, as you say, against Spurs. You've got a strong bench. I don't see a desperate need for a transfer there, Trina. I'll be honest. Jock Goat says, have severe FOMO on KDB. I feel you, mate, but I would not take a -4 hit to do Bowen to KDB. I wouldn't even do that for free. Like, if you ask me who I'd prefer for the final 3 weeks, Bowen or De Bruyne, I'd prefer Bowen.
Oh, yeah.
He's got United this week, which is good. He's then got a home game next week, and then he's got Ipswich in 38. This week, I absolutely expect KDB to outscore Bowen, but I just think it's not worth a hit. Henderson to Sells, no. For a -4, no. I know Spurs always score, but like I say, let's say Henderson gets 2 and Sells gets 6, then you've not even gained anything from the hit. Hi, Ego. Which combination do you think is better this game week? Right, let's do it, Emma Chucks. The Raya Konsa or Verbruggen Saliba? Probably Verbruggen and Konsa. If you want to start an Arsenal defender, I think Verbruggen and Saliba would be the combo I'd go for. Continue being awesome, and of course, good luck to both you and Pickle this week. Thank you for the support as always, mate. Yeah, I would go for the Verbruggen Saliba just about. Who would you sell for Mbermo? Salah, KDB, Bowen, Rodgers, Sarr? Well, it's got to be Rodgers or Sarr. Probably Sarr. Ismaila Sarr. Should I take a risk and go without? I would have to bench one mid as well. I would do Mbermo in for Sarr and bench Rodgers. I think you got to get Mbermo personally. Pope, Munoz, Gvardiol, Aina, Murphy, Sarr, Salah, De Bruyne, Cap, Marmouche, Wissa, Isak. Chasing 150k, 200k. 1 -4 hit for who? I don't think you need to take a hit, mate. Murphy to Alanga would be the only one that would be semi-tempting because he's not even making it to 60 mins, Murphy. Could he get benched? Maybe. I would probably do Murphy to Alanga, but I wouldn't take a hit. I would just keep it as is. Adios says, hey Ross, thinking of having a bit of fun and taking a punt by swapping Salah out for Alanga, as I can't see him getting more than one attacking return. Salah to Alanga. Do you know what? I weirdly don't even mind it this week. My concern is in 37 and 38, Salah is arguably the best captaincy option in both weeks. Next week, there isn't a standout captaincy. You've got Watkins against Spurs. You've got Palmer against United. But Salah against Brighton is arguably the guy. Then in 38, he's got his final home game of the season at Anfield. Still probably going to be chasing all of the records. Crystal Palace won't have much to play for. It's not this week that I don't mind losing Salah. It's 37-38. I think you'll regret it. Can you get caught if you're 150 points ahead in your mini league? No. In fact, I don't think your mini league rival will score 150 points across the final 3 weeks. Or at least they won't score much more. That's 50 points a week on average. That's a decent number of points. Even if your team all blank for the final 3 weeks and your mini league rival scores like 60, 70 points plus in every week, it still would be difficult to make it back. So you're fine. Mateta to Wissa or KDB for a hit? Selling Bowen. No, I wouldn't sell Bowen to KDB for a hit. People are really just not being nice to Jarrett Bowen. I know KDB's great, but bloody hell. I always do Mateta to Wissa. Okay. Sumac says, hi Ross, I have Triple City already. Marmouche and Rodgers to KDB and Wood. -4 worth it. Have Wissa already. I want to own De Bruyne one last time before he leaves. I absolutely would do that if Marmouche is leaked to be on the bench. If Marmouche is leaked to start, I can't get behind a -4 to sell Marmouche if he starts. I think you missed my super chat. Did I, Omkar? I feel like I remember reading out your name, Omkar. I can't see anything now. I can't see it now, mate. I'm sure I read out your name, though. I remember it, because it's not a very... quite unusual name. I'm sorry, mate. I can't see anything. I apologise. 2 free transfers. Isak Murphy to Bowen and Wissa / Wood. Yeah, if that's for free, George, I would do it. But in terms of Wissa versus Wood, it's up to you, mate. I would go Wissa. Bowen and Wissa in for Isak and Murphy. Who would you triple captain this week? Mbermo or Kevin De Bruyne? Hi, Ross. Sar / Mateta to Alanga / Cunha for free. For free, I don't mind that. I do think Sarr will do well this week. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say I think this is Sarr's week. Probably won't be, but you got to make these predictions sometime. Savio starts Andy Martin. Andy Martin, if he said that, he's just trolling.
No, some source said that Andy.
Where was I? Mr. Dean 1009 says, my team is Ryan Munoz, Gvardiol, Bradley, Saka, Rogers, Salah, Bowen Sarr, Isaac Marmouche. Subs, Ariola, Mateta, Livramento, Bradley. 3 free transfers, 0 in the bank. Any recommendations? 3 free transfers. Okay, let's get spicy. I would do Mateta to Wissa. And roll. You don't need a transfer this week, mate. I mean, I'll tell you what you could do. You could do the Saka to KDB hokey cokey. With 3 free transfers and not many places in your team that you desperately need them right now, if you really wanted KDB, you could do Saka to KDB back to Saka in 38. Otherwise, I would do Mateta to Wissa and roll 2 free transfers. Having 3 free transfers for 37, 38, or 4 technically in total, is great. Saka to KDB and Mateta to Wissa. Only if you have lots of free transfers. Because I think Saka is better for 30. If you said in 37, for the final 2 weeks, you can own Saka or KDB, I'd rather own Saka. Agnabar says, hi Ross, my team is Raya, Gvardiol, Milenkovic, Williams, Mbeumo, Bowen, Salah, KDB, Isaac, Mateta, Marmouche. That's a sensational team, mate. Brilliant. I'm so jealous. Double Forest defence. Oof. Bench of Ariola, Rogers, Munoz, Luca Dean. Okay, 1 free transfer, chasing top of my mini league. Bench boost left, suggestions. I mean, that's borderline bench boost this week, isn't it? Honestly, mate, I would sell Luca Dean and bench boost. And the only reason I say sell Luca Dean is he's fine, but you just never know if he starts. Like, I think he'll start, but I just don't know. What did FPL Villain say, actually? Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I don't normally put this much effort into workout, but I feel bad because you're bench boosting. Let me see what Villain's prediction was. Yeah, he's got Luca Dean at 50%. I would sell Luca Dean to 8 Nuri. Luca Dean to 8 Nuri and bench boost. Good luck. Saliba or Munoz, who to start? Definitely Munoz. Sarr or Murphy? Sarr. Start 3. Munoz, 8 Nuri, Saka, Evanilson, Rogers, Livramento. Evanilson, Saka. I assume you need to start a defender, right? Probably 8 Nuri. Saka, Evanilson, 8 Nuri. Bench Munoz, Rogers, Livramento. Big week for the wife, mate. On free hit, here's the team. Okay. Flecken, Milenkovic, Gvardiol, 8 Nuri, Eze, Alanga, KDB and Mbeumo, Wissa, Haaland, Wood, Sharda, Munoz, Livramento, Henderson. Chasing rank, thoughts, Cap. I like it. What I would say is have a contingency plan for if Haaland doesn't start. I guess your contingency plan is you just put Marmouche in instead. But just have a plan in place for if Haaland doesn't start. The team looks good other than that. In terms of captaincy, I think if you're chasing rank, it's KDB or Haaland. If Haaland starts, Haaland. If Haaland doesn't start, then KDB. Bench 1, Son, Gibbs White. Oh, bench 1, Son. I thought it was Son. Gibbs White, KDB, Murphy, Saka, Bowen. I'd bench Murphy. Matt. Hey, Ross, 8 Nuri or Milenkovic. Double Forest fence. Only need this week. Also, Alanga or Sharda. I'd still start Milenkovic. And I would go Alanga. Milenkovic and Alanga. I'd go all in on that Leicester game. Leicester are just the worst team, other than Southampton, maybe. Hi from Oz, mate. Okay, give me your team. Thank you very much, Thomas. Went to Salah to KDB. Hope I don't get wrecked, lol. Great team, mate. Midfield is lovely. Clivert, Bowen, KDB, and Mbeumo. I know you've sold Salah, but that's a lovely midfield 4. Defence looks good. That's a good team, mate. I wouldn't imagine you get a red arrow with that, but I suppose you never know with FPL. Carl says, hi, Ross. Okay, give me your team. He said, chasing 37 points. 1 a free transfer, 0.1 in the bank. What are your thoughts? It's a great team. Is there any where could you improve that team? You got Chris Wood, you got Lange, you got Mbeumo, you got KDB, Bowen. Oof. Roll. You've got to roll when your bench is already bloody Isaac on it. I think you roll the transfer there, mate. Yeah, I think roll and then see how many points you can make up this week. And then that will tell you how much risk you need to take for the next couple. Bench 1 of Bowen or Sarr. Having Mbeumo, KDB, Salah. Bench 1 of Bowen or Sarr. I think it has to be Sarr. Yeah, it has to be Sarr. I don't think I could bench Bowen this week. Raul says, sells Kirk. Okay, you need a team. 2 free transfers. Raya, Kivior, and Burn, and Murphy on the bench. What would you recommend? Murphy, I think, is a sell now. I wouldn't sell Raya and Kivior, though. I think Murphy's a sell, and maybe... You've already got Wissa. So you don't have Brian and Mbeumo. So I think you want to get Murphy to Mbeumo, and then you find a way to fund that. If you can. Maybe it is Isak to Cunha or Wood. Isak to Cunha or Wood, and then Murphy to Mbamo. Is probably what I would do. Would you start Saliba or Wan-Bissaka? I'd start Wan-Bissaka, honestly, mate. I'd honestly start Wan-Bissaka. I just can't see Liverpool not scoring. Marmoush if benched and Salah to Haaland and Sharda. If not benched, then Mateta to Wissa. Yes, that is a very good plan, Kai. That's why I'm waiting to see if Marmoush is benched, because if he is, then I'll sell Marmoush. Hey, mate, start one of Wan-Bissaka or Burns. Burns. I assume that's Burn. I would start Wan-Bissaka. Liam has been a member for 39 months. Thank you very much, Liam. I appreciate it. Hey, Ross, thanks for all the insight over the year. You're more than welcome. I'm in the top 9k overall and leading my mini-league by 44 points. Keep up the great work. Fair play, Sebastian. Love that. Love that. You keep up the good work as well, mate. I mean, you say I keep up the good work. You're doing better than I am. Anyone that's doing better than 15,490, killing it. To the 15,000 people that are above me, absolutely killing it. Johnny G says, hope you're well, mate. I am well, thank you, mate. Mateta to Whistle or Murphy to Alanga. 1 free transfer. 12 points off my mini-league lead. Difference is I have Mateta/Diaz versus Watkins and Konsa. If the difference is that you have Mateta, I wouldn't sell Mateta. That's a nice chance. So I would do Murphy to Alanga. I'd keep... If you've got Mateta and he doesn't, then that's a great... I am so hoping that Marmoush is benched, because then I'll sell Marmoush and keep Mateta. I really want to keep Mateta.
I'm going to be a bit sad if that's...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Hi, Ross. On bench boost, which is better? Whiteman? Who's Whiteman? Whiteman, Rogers, Mateta to Pickford, Wissa, Alanga. I assume Whiteman's like a cheap goalkeeper that I don't know. Whiteman, Rogers, Mateta to Pickford, Wissa, Alanga. Okay, or Whiteman, Rogers, Isak to Wissa, KDB, Pickford. So Wissa, Alanga... Wissa and Alanga or Wissa and KDB. Rogers and Isak, Rogers, Mateta... So it's basically Isak to KDB or Mateta to Alanga. That's the difference, right? Oh, that's a tough one. I'd sell Isak and get KDB. I'd do that combo. Bench Isak or Sarr. Isak's just too good of an asset. I'd bench Sarr. 1 free transfer, lost you, thinking of rolling. Thoughts? Oh, nice team. I feel like everyone else's team looks better than me. I love the Doku pick if he starts, by the way. Obviously, I tell you what, actually, I don't like. There is no world that I would bench Eze this week. No world. I'd have to start him instead of Doku. Even if we get a league that Doku starts, I'd almost want to start Eze. I'd rather bench Isak and Doku than Eze. I think Eze's great this week. He's in such a nice run as well. I couldn't bench him. Bench boost or keep? Areola, Munoz, Souček, Burn. I'm just not sure that it's going to look much better any week. I'd play it. Man United is so susceptible in the air as well to conceding. And Souček's a My prediction is Souček scores a header against Man United. There you go. Bone assist, Souček header. So yeah, I would probably bench boost that. Hey Ross, what do you think of Isak, Sarr and Rogers to Wissa, De Bruyne and Sharda from -4? Not really chasing, but the upside is huge. Good luck this week. Thank you very much. I think as long as you're happy to fall a bit in rank, and I know obviously you don't want to, but I'm like, as long as you're not like right on the precipice of where you want to be, if you can drop a little bit, feel free to take the risk. Because you're selling 3 assets that are relatively highly owned and all have potential to do well. Also, it sounds like that will give you a bit of a benching headache. If you sell Sarr, Isak and Rogers, who are you benching? But overall, I like the moves, mate. I like the moves. Who would you bench out of Bowen, Gibbs, White and Marmoush? Without any info, it's got to be Gibbs White against Leicester somehow. Because Bowen's great and Marmoush has Southampton. If Marmoush is leaked to be on the bench, then maybe Marmoush. Well, then it would be Marmoush. But otherwise, Gibbs White. I'm sure there's someone else you can bench, though, surely. I have KDB, Sarr, Bowen, Mbeumo, and Salah with Mateta, Wood, and Wissa up front. Who do I bench? KDB, Sarr, Bowen, Mbeumo, Salah. Oh, my goodness. Ismaila Sarr. Sophie Elliott, thank you for becoming a Rap Tier 2 member. I appreciate it. Start Rogers or Murphy? Rogers. Isak to Cunha for EO. For EO? What, to chase a bit more, are you saying, Adam? I don't mind Isak to Cunha for free. I wouldn't do it for a hit. And I would start Rogers. If Marmoush is benched, Watkins/Cunha have Wissa and Wood. Cunha. I like Cunha a lot. Start Savinho over Saka or Rodgers. Will he start? If we get a leak, then yes, I would start him over Rodgers. Otherwise, I would bench I'd bench him and start both. So for me, if we get a leak that Savinho starts, I'd bump him above Rodgers in the pecking order. Payman says, hi, I'm 85k rank. Well done. 21 points off my 50k goal. Salah, Isak, Mateta to KDB, Wissa and Cunha. Or Saliba, Sarr, Mateta to Milenkovic, KDB, Cunha. I prefer the combination that doesn't involve selling Salah. All I will say, mate, I know you're 21 points off your 50k goal, but by taking a -8, you're probably dropping to 100k, and then you're selling assets like, in this case, Salah or Isak. Like, you could drop outside the top 100k. So it's like, how much do you want to take that risk? If you drop to 130k going for it, how much does that bother you? I would go for the second option. I feel like it's a little bit less risky in terms of ruining your season. Jason says, hey, Ross, thanks for the advice last week with the KDB punt. You're more than welcome, as always. Murphy to Eze and bench Bowen, or bench Isak for Eze. I like Murphy to Eze. I wouldn't buy Eze this week, though. Because I like him this week, but then next week he's got Wolves after the FA Cup, and then it's Liverpool in 38. I don't know that I'd make that move. I also would be very, very happy to start Bowen. I wouldn't want to bench Bowen. So I'm not really sure what that means for your team without seeing it all, Jason. I don't think I would do Murphy to Eze. I think I'll just bench Murphy. Could you do that? Just bench Murphy? Just leave it there? Start Konsa, Saliba, or Burn? Konsa. Triple captain KDB today, or wait and triple captain Saka in 38. It's 50-50. I prefer Saka just about because of the pens. Surely Palace will rotate heavily before the FA Cup. There's a 6-day break though, Hayden. I think a lot of players will get early subs, but what you don't want to do is play all of your players in 35 and then play all your players in the FA Cup final. That's a 2-week break. I think they'll go fairly full strength, and then I think Eze, Sarr, Mateta will come off a little bit early. That's my prediction. Should I do Isak and Bellegarde to De Bruyne and Wood / Cunha? -4. Already have Wissa, bench boost active. Would you go for Cunha or Wood? I actually don't mind that set of transfers. Would I go for Cunha or Wood? I think that's 50-50. I prefer Cunha over the next 3, but I prefer Wood this week. Maybe just to make sure you have a big bench boost week, maybe you just go for Chris Wood, Patrick. Haaland starts according to Lazy FPL. What? Oh, no.
Huh?
Oh, no. Haaland starts. Okay, right, chat. Hold up. No more super chats. Let's focus. Oh, my good Lord. What do we do? Oh, I'm tempted. I'm so tempted. Bin off Salah? Bin off Salah.
I shouldn't have made early moves.
Haaland starts. Oh, God. What does that mean for the team? I reckon Haaland, Marmoush and KDB will start, and I reckon they're going to go absolutely balls to the wall and just batter Southampton. That's my prediction. Oh, my God. What do we do? Chat, I'm panicking. You know the gif of Steve Carell in The Office? Nobody panic. Stay calm. No, Marmoush won't be benched because Marmoush hasn't been playing as the 9 anyway. Marmoush has been playing off the left and right. So that doesn't mean Marmoush benched. Well, I mean, it could be, but that doesn't mean that. Marmoush hasn't been playing as the 9 anyway. This will mean De Bruyne drops back into midfield rather than playing as the false 9, which will mean his goal threat is lower, but his assist threat is higher. So I don't think it affects De Bruyne too much. If anything, it probably makes him a slightly stronger asset because we know what he's like with Haaland. And then Marmoush, Doku, Savinho are the options for the wings. I did not think that. Right, chat. Do you know what I realised I could do? Talk me out of this. I need you to desperately talk me out of this, chat. I realised... Can I still do this? I might have been priced out of this now. Isak to Haaland. Mateta to a 4.4 forward. Huh? How bad is that? Really bad, right? Really horrible, right? What do you think about that? I thought I confirmed that by accident then. Oh no, I accidentally made a mistake. I got Captain Haaland. Mateta to Stewart, Isak to Haaland. It would put me in a 3-5-2, so I'd have to start Rodgers. Not the end of the world. Hate it. Haaland captain. Come on now. Come on now. No chance that's crap. Okay, this is rude. The thing is, Rodgers is fine every week. Like, I can just start my other 7 attackers that are yuck. Don't say yuck. Don't say yuck. Then what if Marmoush doesn't start? Well, then we don't do this then. Oh, then we just sell Marmoush rather than Mateta. They're the same price. You know? Marmoush. Marmoush might start. Lots of people don't watch football, I think. Everyone's just like, Marmoush is got to be sold. It's more gorgeous than your bald head. Let it play out till the next game. This is the only good game that City have. If you're just joining the stream, by the way, welcome. Please make sure to subscribe to the 7,100 people that are here. Haaland starts. Do you know what? I need to pin a message. Haaland starts. Haaland, for everyone that's just joining now. Haaland starts. Chat, why do you hate this so much? Do you hate it?
I don't hate it, no.
According to who? Lazy FPL said that Haaland starts. I'll show you.
Is that 100% accurate?
Yeah. I think they've been wrong once, and then we found out that the decision was made in the warm-up to change. So yeah, they are bang on. I wonder if we'll get anything else from them. Could really do with something else. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, that's not what I want. Oh, God, I'm clicking on all the wrong stuff. Right. Oh, I so nearly clicked confirm then by accident. What am I doing? Oh, I've lost my head. I've absolutely lost my head. I so nearly clicked confirm then. Can you imagine if I accidentally did Haaland and Stewart in with it? How much do I want Haaland? Haaland cap against Southampton.
Well, we know what happened last time.
That's true. Yeah, he got 6 points last time, didn't he? That's true. That's very true. Marmoush leaks. We don't have a Marmoush leak yet. This does firstly mean that Marmoush isn't on pens. So Marmoush is not the one in terms of captaincy.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have Marmoush captain anymore. You're losing your head. My head's gone. But if you were to look around, you'd have no idea where my head is. Where's my head? It's lost. My head's gone. Absolute head loss. Absolute head loss. If you're just joining now, welcome. Haaland starts, and we are in a panic deciding whether to buy Haaland or not. Do you know what? Let's run a poll. Let's run a quick poll. Sorry, by the way, I would not super chat now. It's too chaotic. I will try and get to them, though, but just at your own risk. There's too many things going on, but I will try and get them. Will you buy Erling Haaland? I'll say, will you own, actually, because some people would have already bought him, wouldn't they? Will you own Erling Haaland? Yes. And captain. Yes, but not captain. No. I'm panicking. Yes, no. Okay. Will you own Erling Haaland? There's a poll. Panic! He's going to be a little bit rusty, though, isn't he, coming back? Everyone spam to make the egg nervous. Everyone spam yes to make the egg nervous. No, don't make me nervous. Are you bringing in Haaland? I don't know. I want to find out about Marmoush first. I want to know what's happening with old cheeky moms. Cheeky moms, you know? Oh, where was I? Oh my God, there are so many that I've not got. Hi, Ross. Bench boost with Pickford, Watkins, O'Brien, Maatson. Decent. Yes, but Maatson might not start. So that's my only concern there.
Starts, Marmoush doesn't.
Where's that from?
Lazy FPL, apparently.
Lazy FPL. Ah, okay. Right. Sorry.
Oh,
Chat.
that's really annoying for me.
Just play Rodgers.
Yeah, I know, but that's so annoying.
That is.
I could have kept Mateta then.
Yeah, that is very annoying. Sorry for the swearing. Let's pickle over there.
They can't have heard that.
De Bruyne starts, Marmoush doesn't. Okay. Let's all relax because we've got time here. So. Do we take a -4? I might do this. I might do it. Oh, I might do it. Oh, I might do it. Right. Hold up. Everyone. Chat, I feel like you're not relaxed. Everyone needs to relax. What we're going to do. Marmouche to Haaland. And then Isak to a 4.4. How much do we hate that? Isak and Marmouche to Stuart and Haaland. Stuart's the GOAT, let's be real. Do I do this very impulsive -8 now? Gvardiol, Mateta, Isak to cheap defender, even Ilson, Haaland. I don't hate it, but I do... No, actually, I do hate selling Gvardiol.
Why would you sell Guardiola?
Yeah. To get Haaland, I guess. Dislike it. Can't lie, I hate it. Just sell Salah. Yeah, I guess the other option is Salah goes. Salah to anyone 8.2. I don't know that I could bring myself to sell Salah. I know I should. No, I shouldn't. I like him in 37, 38. I think I have to just go without Haaland.
I'm really gutted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the issue with moving early, isn't it?
Well, I have no flipping choice.
No.
Oh my god.
Pickles lost their head.
I'm going to start Rogerson.
Yeah, I would.
Oh. It's just that I could have kept Mateta.
Right. How much do we want Haaland? Chat, talk to me. Talk to me about how much we want Haaland. Does Marmouche start? No, I need to actually update that, don't I? Okay. Haaland and... How do you spell Haaland? I've lost my mind. Haaland and KDB start. I tried spelling Haaland about 100 times there. Right, Haaland and KDB start. Marmouche on the bench. Haaland and KDB start. Marmouche on the bench if you're just joining. So we are going to... I might just keep it as I was planning. Not buy Haaland and just get Wissa for Marmouche. I think that's probably the sensible decision, isn't it? Yeah. I think I'm overthinking this. Tell me I'm overthinking. Tell me not to buy Haaland. I need everyone to just... I'm stressed as well. Listen, we're all stressed here. Let's just be stressed together. Let's lean into the stress. Isn't that what a therapist would recommend? I don't know. I'm not a therapist. FPL therapy? I'm going to need some therapy if Haaland goes big. I'm late to the stream. Who starts? KDB and Haaland do start. Marmouche is on the bench. You could keep Marmouche, start him, and just hope that he does stuff off the bench, or you just start whoever you've got on the bench. Just Savio to KDB or Savio and Isak to Haaland and Sharda. I'd probably just do Savio to KDB. If you can do that for free, mate, that feels great.
How long do you reckon Haaland's going to play though?
This is it. This is the other thing. Like, how many minutes does Haaland get? Could Haaland get 45? Could Haaland get 60? Also, so here's the thing. Haaland starts, right? They've then got the FA Cup final in a week. And then 3 days after the FA Cup final, they've got the game against Bournemouth. Does Haaland start the FA Cup final and the game against Bournemouth? Maybe. But is he going to get 90 minutes? I think Wissa's the one. I think I just keep it simple. Apparently the app's down. Oh no, don't tell me the site's going to start lagging out. I'm going to leave it another 5 minutes. I want to think. I just don't know how much I want Erling Haaland. How certain are you that Marmouche is benched? I can't ever be 100% certain, but the source that we've got is from Lazy FPL, and they have been right on every occasion bar one. And again, I think in that occasion, it was something to do with Grealish, and there was like a last-minute change. I would feel very comfortable with this source. I can't promise. It's not my source, so before you kill me, it's not my source, but I would feel pretty comfortable. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna sell Marmouche. All I will say is that means Marmoush probably won't be benched against Bournemouth in 37, so he's a good option then, Bournemouth at home. If you can bench him and get away with it. Full send Haaland cap. Yeah, if Haaland blanks and Wissa goes big, I want to feel gutted though. And I have to sell Mateta to get there. Hey, just curious, what are FPL Pickle's priority transfers this game week? Any players she's excited about for the next few game weeks? PS, don't do Haaland, Wissa. She brought Wissa and De Bruyne. So I think Johan Wissa would be the one that she was excited by.
I never move early, and that's exactly what I want.
Do the move, Ross. With Haaland starting Marmoush, not Salah Marmoush to Clivert Haaland for a -4 and triple captain Haaland. Any other replacement for Salah? Bowen and Mbeumo are the main two. If you can't afford that, yeah, Clivert's fine. I like Elanga as well. I am tempted by Marmoush and Salah to Elanga and Haaland. I think I'll just regret that in the final 2 weeks. How does Lazy FPL only have 100,000 followers? I mean, that's quite a lot of followers. 100,000 people is quite a lot of people. Yeah, that's the right account. -4, Marmoush / Sar or Rogers KDB / Wood. I have Wissa. Marmoush, Sar or Rogers KDB Wood. Oh, yeah, I don't mind that as a -4. Don't mind that. Marmoush not starting. No. Marmoush isn't starting. I'm late to the stream. Who starts? KDB and Haaland start. KDB and Haaland start. Marmoush is on the bench, apparently. Can't confirm it, but that's the news we've got. Is Rogers starting? I've got no idea, mate.
Probably.
You'd think so. Although he's been absolutely terrible for weeks, so you'd expect so.
He played well last game.
Did he? Okay. Oh, yeah, he had the most big chances created. I see Pickle is upset on X, is she? She's mumbling swear words under her breath. Oh. Brentford leaks. There's no Brentford leaks, but normally Wissa and Mbeumo start. Any other transfer plans for you? I've not made any transfers yet. This is my team as things stand. I'm just sat here panicking, in all honesty. I just need to work out if I want Haaland or Wissa or Cunha, and then go from there. Yeah, Marmoush benched. If you're just joining, Marmoush benched. Triple captain Mbeumo or hold. I like triple captain Mbeumo. Sharda or Mount for a differential. Sharda. Isak and Salah to Haaland and Bowen for a -4. I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate it. I'm doing Salah to Sharda and Marmoush to Haaland for a -4. Love it. Go for it. Rashford injured, not doing a -8, hence give your thoughts. Yeah. Looks good. I like it a lot. I can't see any major concern with that. I mean, you could just take a -8. Just screw it and take the -8, but... Wissa won't get you into the top 10k this week. I don't need to get into the top 10k this week. I just don't think I have a good route to Haaland. Like, my routes to Haaland both include a -4 and include selling Salah or Isak. Like, that doesn't feel great to me. Whereas my -4, my other option is to bring in Wissa, who's great, and sell Marmoush, who's benched. Like, that has to be the standout option. I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes and then I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go without Erling Haaland. It's tough, though. Like, the option to have a differential captain Haaland is huge. It's huge. It's not boring. It's not. It's just making a sensible decision, which I guess is boring. I guess that is boring. Best midfielder under 7 million? Probably Anthony Elanga for me. I like Anthony Elanga. Kevin Sharda's good as well. I've heard a couple of rumours that Savinho is benched, but I can't confirm that. I can't confirm that. There are a couple of rumours going around that... And in all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised. Savinho's just not in favour at the moment. Have you found your head, Net? No, I've lost my head. I would probably go under the assumption that Savinho doesn't start, but I'm not an in the know account, so do with that what you will. Are there any leaks for City? The only confirmed leaks we've had is that Haaland and KDB start and that Marmoush is on the bench. That is it. They're the only three. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream with just over 5 minutes till the deadline, please make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and drop a like as well. Any Villa team news? Not that I've seen, no. But most of the big boys will probably start, you know. Mats and Luka Dean's going to be very close. Guardiola centre-back or left-back? I don't know that part, but I'd be very surprised if Guardiola doesn't start. How many minutes will Haaland play? This is the big thing. We don't know. You would imagine not 90. 90 would be crazy after not playing a single minute. I'd guess 70, 60. And then I think Marmoush probably comes off the bench. Savinho news or I'm going to wreck the place. I reckon Savinho benched. It's my prediction. I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to play safe. Sorry. If I end up regretting it, I end up regretting it. I just think that this has given me a really nice and easy route to get Wissa. And I've wanted Wissa all week. And I know he's highly owned. I know it's boring. I know I've got the option for Haaland. I'm done. I'm following my head for once. My heart tells me Cunha. My balls tell me Haaland captain. But my head tells me Wissa. So I'm ignoring my heart. I'm ignoring my balls. And I'm listening to my head.
What game is this? 36.
Yeah. Just going to take a screenshot quick. If you're just joining now, the news that we and KDB both start. And Marmoush on the bench. Yeah, if Marmoush and KDB had been benched, you would have lost your mind.
This is why I don't make early moves.
Price changes are really annoying, aren't they? They just shouldn't be a part of the game like this. I feel like there should be price changes once a week at the deadline.
I hate not having the test.
Is it worth a -8 to get KDB? Depends who you're selling and buying, but yeah, I don't hate the idea of getting KDB in. Sorry, I've just seen loads of messages. I'm probably just not overly going to get to them. But Will said, just Savio to KDB or Savio and Isak to Haaland and Sharda. I did that one. I said KDB, didn't I? Just okay. Which other ones haven't I done? I'm probably not going to get to all these. I do apologise. Sarr and Marmoush out for Elanga and Wissa for a hit. Is it worth it? I don't love selling Sarr. I would probably just do Marmoush to Wissa. I wouldn't do the Sarr to Elanga move. Oh, I really don't like the aesthetic of my team, but do I want to mess with that right now? Is that worth messing with right now? If the app crashes and I'm messing around with the aesthetic of my team. Oh no, chat, I'm messing with the aesthetic. This is probably not a good use of my time. Oh god, that looks even worse, to be fair. Oh dear. I've got my Vice on Bowen. Okay. I'll allow it. Panic. How long till the deadline? Just under 4 minutes. If you're just joining now, the leaks are that Haaland and... Oh no, I've just added a stream mark. I thought I added an ad then. The news is that KDB and Haaland start and Marmoush is on the bench. I'm currently running a poll to see if you'll own Haaland. 65% of you apparently will not own Erling Haaland. So he's not going to be that highly owned. Apparently the website's lagging. It seems okay for me. Seems okay for me. Right, that's the team as it stands then. I think I'm going to go for Raya and Bradley as well. Is Savinho starting? The rumours are that Savinho is benched, but I've not had that confirmed by a good source. It's just by a couple of people that sometimes are right, sometimes are wrong. The only stuff we've had fully confirmed is KDB and Haaland starting in Marmoush bench. Why, Pep? Why? Classic Pep. I guess he's thinking if he starts Haaland, Marmoush can come off the bench for him. Salah and Marmoush to Sharda and Haaland for free. Triple captain Haaland. I don't hate that, Arvin. Yeah, I'd probably go for it if you're chasing. Who to captain? I think Mbeumo, De Bruyne or Haaland would be my top three. Wood and Wissa are both very good alternatives as well. Why Bradley in front of Conser? More attacking threat in the home fixture. I think both probably concede, in all honesty. Bowen vice captain. Yeah, I've got Bowen vice. I don't have any of the other captains that I love other than Wissa, and I never like captaining two players in the same game. Because let's say that the Brentford game gets randomly cancelled or whatever, then I've not got a captain. So I never captain and vice captain someone in the same game. So that's why I've got Mbeumo cap, Bowen vice. Wife beat me 51 to 46 last game week, but in a typical fashion for it was due to a 7-point bench boost. Even when she wins, she can't win, Thor. Is Sharda starting? I would imagine so, but I suppose there's a small chance they could start Thiago instead. But I would imagine Sharda's started every game for like the last 11 or something in a row. His minutes have been very good. -4 to do Isaac to Wissa. I probably wouldn't, but I equally don't think it's terrible. Bench Marmouche or Conser? I'd still probably start Marmouche over Conser. And just hope he gets minutes off the bench. Why Raya over Areola? I think both concede, but Arsenal are a better defence than West Ham. Saka or Sarr to start? I would start Ismaila Sarr there. We've got 1 minute till the deadline. 1 minute. Stop asking questions and get your teams locked in. The site's probably going to crash. Get your teams locked in ASAP. I think Rodgers is it. This is the sort of week where Rodgers goes big when everyone's benched him. Harry took a -8 for Evan Ilson and KDB. Fair play.
Oh, I didn't get Haaland. Interesting.
Fair play. Areola pen save, feel it coming. I can feel it. Hopefully not. Unless it's, I guess Bruno might not be on the pitch. Bruno very rarely takes a, Bruno very rarely misses a pen if he takes. But I guess he might not be on. Bench Salah for KDB. Yeah, obviously you're not gonna start Salah ahead of KDB. Wissa captain. I don't mind Wissa captain. Conser or Wan-Bissaka to start. I think that's a 50-50. I'd probably just about say Wan-Bissaka, but I think it's very close. Very close. Right, that is it. Deadline is here. We did it. What a crazy end to the stream that was. Wasn't expecting that. Harry took a -8. Everyone's telling me. Fair play. He got the KDB FOMO. Harry genuinely gets anxiety when someone's highly owned and he doesn't own them. That's not even me taking a dig. Like, he genuinely is. He says that. He says it publicly, to be fair. Right. We'll carry on streaming for a little bit because I've had food, so I'm energized. I normally have to leave because I'm so hungry. Right. What is it? Game week 36 team. Oh, my pickle. Look how upset that pickle is. If you could see, she's seething. Like, like, you know those eyes where it's like...
You know I hate making moves early.
She's seething. Got any bets on? I don't actually bet. Mbeumo cap.
Oh, I'm so cross. I actually can't catch a break, guys.
What happened, Pickle? Pickle had to go last night because she was going to get priced out and sold Mateta for Wissa. But obviously this morning, if she'd have been able to wait, then she would have been able to do Marmouche and kept Mateta.
Oh no, it's not that I just did Mateta to Wissa. I did Mateta to Wissa so that I could afford Asensio to De Bruyne.
Yeah, but that move was fine. So I was just saying the move
No,
that wasn't
I
fine.
couldn't have just done Asensio to De Bruyne.
I know.
Yeah, but like you missed half of the team. Everyone can do Mateta to Wissa. That's not.
Pickle's lost her mind. Pickle's an absolute head loss. But knowing you, Rodgers will outscore Mateta now.
Good, you better.
That'll be so lucky. I'm gonna literally call you lucky. I'm gonna film a video, you put it on Twitter and call you lucky.
Good.
Oh, she is the grumpiest of pickles. Getting aggro. I know, she's just lost her head. Head's gone. What was I doing? I did Marmouche.
Someone's triple captain Haaland. Jesus.
I don't blame him. Bro, you're on thin ice. I know, I'm just going to shut up. Pickle's right. Pickle's always right. If you want a bit of advice, it's that your partner's always right. I'm such a wind-up chat. I'm such a wind-up. All right, what was I doing? I'm such a wind-up. What was I doing? Was it good to do a -8 for Haaland? Oh,
You know, I always
Haaland and
prefer
Salah gone. Yeah, it's fine.
I always prefer having a 3-5-2. I feel like I haven't played a 3-5-2 in such a long time.
If Rogers outscores Mateta, you are one lucky SOB.
I can back Villa now. Well, sure, I'll be back in Villa regardless.
Are Villa playing at 3 p.m?
I have no idea. Harry's got Konza in his bench, but he's bought Eva Nelson.
Interesting.
Don't know why I didn't just get Wood. I guess Eva Nelson's better in the long run.
Right. Post. Sorry, it took me so long to do that tweet. Oh, I kind of regret not taking a hit for KDB or Haaland. Everyone's got KDB or Haaland. Harry took a -8 that involved Mateta and Rogers out. We're both screwed.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, we got rid of Rodgers.
They're both screwed.
I really want some lemonade. I'm guessing we don't have lemonade.
Want some lemonade? No, I don't have any lemonade. You can have a bit of Pepsi Max. Could you put a Pepsi Max in the freezer for like 5 minutes? I know that's very against the rules, but you know.
Yeah, okay.
I want it cold, but there's none. I don't think I might have put one in the fridge actually. Was I clever and put one in the fridge? I don't think I did.
I'll have a look.
Okay. I accidentally capped a Wobie. Good luck. Good luck. Oh, yeah, I'll have that Pepsi actually. The rest of that Pepsi.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
Would you want me to put one in the freezer still?
Nah. Thanks. Actually, you could put one in the fridge, please. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, sure. Can you?
The goat drink. I do have the no caffeine version because in case I want one in the evening. But
I hate Pepsi Max.
Pepsi Max is the goat drink. I don't like the new Pepsi Max logo. I'll be real. Is there no ice in Europe? I do have ice, but I bought it months ago. I don't know how good it is. I know ice doesn't go off or anything, but it sort of like congeals. You know? Whew. That was a crazy stream, chat. Best of luck, Ross and Pickle. Hopefully Wissa does the business. I read 4,000 Weeks because you mentioned it on stream. Any other books? Love 4,000 Weeks. Other books that I recommend. Have I still got my list on here? One sec, I'm trying to find my... Oh, here we go. Yeah. Let me can I screenshot that? These are some of my favorite books. I've given them a little rating as well. Wait, if I screenshot that, I might be able to bring it up as an image. Right, if I then do that, and then if I add an image 4, browse, desktop, screenshot. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Book list. There we go. Feel free to take a screenshot of that. There's some good books there. If you want non-fiction, the Mistborn trilogy. Sorry, if you want fiction, the Mistborn trilogy. Yeah, sorry, so this is my non-fiction list. If you want a fiction, Mistborn trilogy is hands down the one to go for. Have you read Sapiens? I've actually not. That's one on my list to read. Yeah, Mistborn trilogy, but this is a non-fiction list. What's so good about Why We Sleep? It's the best book of all time. Genuinely, it's so good. But I'm obsessed with sleep. I just really love sleep. I love everything about sleep. I think it's so interesting. I'll tell you the book that I was most disappointed by. Think and Grow Rich was rubbish. Just started reading Mistborn. Brandon Sanderson. Oof, what a man. Yeah, I really didn't like Think and Grow Rich. Sorry. Psychology of Money, yeah, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is maybe a bit low. Psychology of Money might deserve a 9, you know. Have you ever read Atomic Habits? It's at the top of my list. Look, right up the top there. Atomic Habits, number 1. At the top. What's for dinner today, Ross? I think we're going to make burritos. How is it a 6 out of 10? I say rubbish. I mean, in comparison to the other stuff. I know you watched Jeff Nippard. Did you watch Will Tennyson's latest video? It was a banger. I didn't know. I don't watch as much Will as maybe I should, considering I watch a lot of fitness YouTube. What's a book you'd recommend for men who struggle focusing on a book? You want to read a book that doesn't have to be read back to front. So, like Diary of Your CEO by Stephen Bartlett, or what did I read recently? What book have I read recently? That. Same as ever, Morgan Housel. Ugh. It's the reason books like this work really well. Sorry for nerding out about books. Is each chapter you can be read alone. So like you can literally just skip to each chapter. You don't like it's 23. They call it 23 stories about things that will never change. Morgan Housel's fantastic. He's the guy that wrote Psychology of Money. So if you've not read a Morgan Housel book, I recommend it. Do you listen to podcasts? I do. Let me tell you, the best podcast episode of all time, Naval Ravikant on Joe Rogan. When I say Naval is like scarily intelligent, like I feel like an imbecile when I'm listening to Naval. Like I feel like I literally have one brain cell. Such an intelligent man. Oops, smack the mic, I'm so sorry. Direct flights to Bilbao, hotel in Bilbao, match tickets, £350 all in. Have faith in the lads and booked 6 months in advance. Fair play. Fair play. Joe Rogan is awful. Yeah, but Joe Rogan doesn't really speak in it. Joe Rogan doesn't really speak in it. Brian Cox. Yeah, I like the Brian Cox episode, but Joe Rogan just interrupts Brian Cox the whole time. Have you watched Moneyball? Yes. Read Green Lights. It's Matthew McConaughey's book. It's brilliant. Does he have it on Audible? If Matthew McConaughey wants to read to me, that's a man. I was literally watching. I showed Pickle a video of Matthew McConaughey yesterday. Oh, yeah. That is a motivational man. I'm 90% sure the only reason I love Interstellar is because it's Matthew McConaughey. All right. Okay, that's my book list. I'll get rid of my book list now because some people don't care. I'll tell you what though. Siddhartha. Was not expecting to enjoy that book, but I put a 7, but I actually really like that. I've read that more recently. I did the impulsive move and already feel silly. Rashford, Marmoush, Isak, Sharda, even Nilsson, Haaland. Am I a buffoon? Not a buffoon at all, Dave. It's a great move. Ross, who was Haaland playing when you triple captain this season? Exactly. Exactly.
To be fair though, he should have had.
He does narrate it on Audible. I will listen to that then. I could listen to Matthew speak all day. Anything happened? Missed the deadline. KDB and Haaland start, Marmoush bench. That was all you missed. I say that's all you missed. That's probably quite big news to miss. I love Interstellar for the music. Oh, me too. Me too.
Wait, I haven't even seen what your team is.
It's fantastic. It's pretty average, to be honest. I don't have any Man City attackers against Southampton. Oh dear. Oh dear. 3 p.m. is going to be where we hide. Imagine if we get the lineups and Marmoush starts and Haaland's benched.
Oh my god, I literally.
What team news do we want? Who? Oh, I don't even know who's playing at 3. I know Brentford are.
I wonder what Roger's EO is going to be now. Yeah, he's so good at
20%? Yeah. It's classic when Rodgers goes big. Away from home against Bournemouth, no one has him.
The only time he hauled for me was when I started him against City as well. Oh, come on, Rogers.
Yeah, Bournemouth away is a proper Rodgers Hall fixture.
Maybe it was meant to be.
They play at 5:30, Aston Villa. I should have known. Should have known. Aston Villa play at 5:30 on a Saturday. Do Aston Villa play at anything other than 5:30 on a Saturday? Jesus. Oh, what are you meant to say? Yeah, I think it must be because there's loads of teams playing in Birmingham at the same time, and they often play at 3. Haaland starts, De Bruyne starts, Marmoush benched, Foden starts, Gvardiol at left back.
Oh yeah, that's good.
He's owned by everyone, but we don't care.
You sold him, you weirdo.
Gvardiol?
You were talking about a hit to.
That wasn't me. That was someone else. I was reading out someone's super chat.
Oh, my bad.
I wouldn't sell Gvardiol. What'd you take me for? What'd you take me for? Wolves. Cunha starts. Strand Larsen benched.
Oh, is he?
Bellegarde and Strand Larsen benched.
Oh.
Guedes, Menetzi, Cunha front 3.
Oh, that stinks.
Well, Guedes is a baller.
No, but Cunha is the 9 stinks. But...
This has Foden 18-pointer written all over it. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Sharda, Mbermo, Wissa all start. Vandenberg, Collins, Flecken. No real surprises there.
Is Coyote starting?
Yeah. Oh, doing that. Oh, whoa. Fulham. Fulham.
Looking at Sessignon.
Just checking all the lineups, really. Sessignon starts at... Anthony Robinson not in the squad again.
Oh dear.
What's happening with Anthony Robinson? Yeah, Sessignon starting at left back. No other big surprises there.
That's so tiny.
Pretty big, to be honest. Huge feet. Everton, nothing crazy. And Dye and McNeil on the bench. Actually, that is slightly crazy. It's a bit rotated. If you've got a Fulham defender, that's looking good. My captain Iwobi stars. Is there anyone else I've not checked?
Is there only 4 games on?
Brighton. Yeah, 4 3 p.m s.
Is JP back here, or is it that next week?
This is the final game of his suspension. Okay, that's pretty full strength from Brighton. I guess Matoma on the bench isn't, but he's coming back from an injury, isn't he? Okay. No O'Brien. Oh, I didn't spot that. Oh, yeah. Keane and Branthwaite. Oh, that's a stinker. Oh, you've got Iwobi. Who was it that captained Iwobi? No O'Brien. They've got young Keane.
Yeah, you might have done.
You're going to cook without a Wobie cap. Does Cunha start? Yeah, Cunha starts.
I actually think Brian could do well though.
Cunha does start. Please Foden blank.
No, that's something.
I'm going to get demonetized. If you don't, I feel like people without their headphones in aren't going to hear the music outside. That was a very manly sip. Does that mean it was the opposite of a manly sip? It was probably quite a feminine one. How are you supposed to sip it manly? Do you like punch the thing and like launch it over your head? The ASMR. I'm tired. I tell you what, live streaming's pretty tiring. Oh. Flashing lights outside. Do I want to sit here and watch the 3 p.m.s? No. No, I don't. Should we go for a walk? Got to grab it like it owes you money. Is that better? Is that like manly?
You've got to slightly crush the can. Oh, okay.
I don't want to say I'm strong, chat, but pretty strong. Oh, I can't unsquish it now. Thanks for the stream, Ross. Have a great weekend with Pickle. See you next week. Good luck, mate. Thank you, Shazam, and I appreciate the support, my friend. I can't wait to watch Sky panel. I hate the 3 p.m. games.
It's like literally my least favorite part.
Yeah, I hate it. I just sit here waiting for everyone that I own to blank, and then the players that I don't own do well. I did abs yesterday, and my abs doms. It's unbelievable. They are really scary 3 p.m.s. Like, I don't own De Bruyne or Haaland. What is wrong with me? Why do I have no City attackers? Who let me do this? Who said, Ross, it's a good idea not to have a City attacker?
I'll have to make sure if... Well, I'll have to watch out if Marmoush starts next week. Because, I mean, if he does, then he'd be a bit of a differential then.
Yeah, I said that. So what you're telling me is you're going to get really lucky with Rodgers outscoring Mateta, and then next week Marmoush is going to start in Hall. All because you made early moves. It's like earlier on in the season when Harry spunked all these transfers and then ended up triple captaining Salah for 29 points and getting the better assistant manager strategy as a result. All because he went early. You people just get so lucky. If Mateta Halls, then...
You will. I'm really upset.
Ross, you said yourself you want to go boring. I didn't say I want to go boring. I said I just use my head rather than using my heart to make a decision. My balls. My balls told me Haaland. My heart told me Cunha. My balls told me Haaland. My balls. And my head told me Wissa. Ross, remember me for a Wobie cap. I've got you, Spexit. If you want to know how your team will do this week, just compare it to Pickle's lineup. Exactly. Mateta will cook tomorrow. I hope so. He might not even start.
I'm so sad.
What if you don't have any balls? Then don't listen to your balls, Claudette.
Massive balls.
Oh, Pickle says she's got massive balls.
I've got high testosterone.
We can hear, love, with your anger. I'm hungry.
I'm not at all hungry. Like,
I don't think I'm hungry, actually. I think I'm, like, lacking energy.
I really want, like, a nice, refreshing drink.
A nice, refreshing drink.
Yeah.
Have some warm water.
I want, like, a tonic water. That's really gross.
I was going to say tonic, like a gin and tonic. Let's have gin and tonic now. We can walk to the shop and get something for you.
Can I shower first?
No.
I want to wash my hair.
I need to wash my hair as well.
Yeah.
Get Pickle's team out. She tweeted it.
Yes, I'm in a 3-5-2 now. I benched Marmoush and started Rodgers because obviously we've had these benched and he is benched. So, and I started Livramento, following Ross's advice.
Oh, yeah, you're going to blame me for that when that goes wrong.
No, I'm not going to
So when
blame
Const gets a
you.
15-pointer and Livermento blanks, you're not going to blame me.
That will be a bit sad. But at least I can cheer on a Villa player properly now.
Yeah. Ross, the fixtures in the 37 are terrible. Yeah. Yeah, they are. How are you settling into your new place? Better internet? Not moved in yet. We move in like 5 weeks.
Sometime soon.
Yeah, less than 40 days now. I'm hoping the internet's better. And I'm also going to get a new computer. So the live stream should be impeccable. I think I decided I'm just going to get another Mac, but I'm going to get the like $2,500, $3,000 Mac.
Are you going to have 3 screens like you do now? I don't really understand why you have that third one.
Oh, it doesn't do anything. It's a TV, actually.
Oh.
This is a TV.
Just got my post-it notes on it.
Yeah, this is a TV. I don't use it. I'll just get rid of this. I'll have 2 screens.
Oh, okay.
Or, what I've always wanted is one of the screens that goes like, zoop, and then I can have my live stream chat in big on the... So I might have 2, and then I have one stream. I look like I'm driving a car. And I'll have one screen like there. Ross, do you like a gamble? I don't.
Nope.
No. If internet's still bad, try Starlink. Yeah, but I can't fit anything on the outside of the building, so I'm renting. The internet is supposedly 1 gig up and 1 gig down. It's fiber. You said in your video you would transfer out Mateta or Isak for Wissa. Yeah, but we got to leak that Marmouche doesn't start. Come on now, don't hold me to that. Jesus. How are your knees on the stag do, Ross? I actually kept my knees quite well, actually. I'll be honest.
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Vertical screen is a game changer. Yeah, I want to do it. How many points you on, Ross? 0.
Oh, I took a hit, so I'm immediately on the red. I'm so sad.
Harry just messaged saying Jesus.
Is he okay?
I don't know why he just said Jesus and not followed it up.
Maybe just because he's had an intense stream.
I just said starts for Arsenal. Oh my God, the deadline. No, I'm sorry, Ben. You have missed the deadline. You have missed it.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't made any moves.
Ross, is Iwobi cap differential? Nice, proper template. Oh my God, I've just hit me how tired I am. I could have a little sleep in the sun. Ugly shirt, ugly face, mate. Hey. I actually really like this shirt. It's a nice one.
That's some lovely Man United merch now.
Ah, big stretch. Snapdragon. If Cunha Halls, I'll be really sad. I really wanted him. Listen, you can't own everyone. I own 3 from Palace, 2 from Brentford. I've got my risk spread a little bit. 2 from Liverpool, 1 from Arsenal, 1 from City, 1 from Newcastle, 1 from West Ham. Connor Bradley, ... Sorry in advance for the red arrow. Oh, it wouldn't look much better with Contra or Saliba, really. Right, chat, I'm going to have to go. I'm so tired. I've just realised I'm just not really talking. And that's not fun to watch. Can't believe there's still 2.5 people. 2.5 people? There's 2.5 people here. There's 1, 2, and then another half a person. I love you all very much. I'll be back tomorrow for a transfer plans video, and then there'll be FPL therapy and the usual videos. I'm actually not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. So it's nice. I can just stay at home and not move and actually get all the videos out that I planned. So yeah, there'll be plenty of content throughout the week. If you're still not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will speak to you soon. I love you all very much, and happy green arrows.